We in the build done, but first I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang, you already know we in the build done. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification, be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. So today, we're going to be talking about the School of Fish, part 3. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the Sagittarius versus the Pisces war and why fire can't outrun water. We also going to be talking about the signs that Pisces must avoid. And if you guys have any signs that you feel that you should avoid, let us know. And why? Because we want to remove the plague of anything that is still there chipping away regarding us Pisces. Now, we're going to talk about this with the School of Fish. Welcome everybody that can make it. And those of you that can't make it, hey, welcome as well. So let's talk about it. When now this is an intense karmic clash between a Pisces and a Sagittarius. Now when one thing to take into consideration is that both signs are mutable, but the difference is that they speak different spiritual languages. So you got Pisces, as we know, moves off of intuition and compassion. And then Sagittarius moves with blunt truth and rebellion. So together, they created explosive chemistry. Now don't forget that and emotional chaos added to that. So that's how you got somebody that can, preach, somebody that's, very opinionated, and that ties into the emotional chaos. Welcome, Ronnie Boo. What's going on? Welcome. Good evening. I appreciate that. Now, when it comes to the different points that I'm gonna break down to y'all, first we're gonna talk about why Sagittarius becomes Pisces' hidden enemy. Another pointer is the fact that, we're gonna talk about how Pisces can be contained in any container, even by fire. Now we're going to talk about what spiritual lesson that this battle teaches us, both, Pisces and Sagittarius. Then we're going to talk about how to protect your energy from reckless Sagittarius types. Now, this is the thing. Here's the thing. Now, regarding Pisces, welcome, pretty girl, Robbie. Hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome. And the difference is this. There's different types of Sagittarius. There's different types of Pisces. And they all come in different shapes and forms and different demeanors. Now, some people don't know this. Some people don't know that it's different Sagittarius. That's why you got one Sagittarius that may be more extroverted, and you got another Sagittarius that may be introverted. Welcome, Takis, that just entered, everybody that just entered. Now, we're going to talk about this because I want to just shift y'all perspective on this. This is why I'm doing this School of Fish segment. Now, when it comes to the very first thing we're going to talk about is who is Sagittarius? The Centaur. Now, everybody know that the Centaur is mutable. So this is something that people got to remember, is that they have a dual nature. So you got someone that's a Centaur. What is it? Half beast, or however you want to say it. Everybody got their own different representation of what it means, half horse, half man, or how you want to say it. Now, we can't really say who's right and who's wrong regarding it, because everybody had their opinions of what it is. Welcome, Ronaldo. What's going on? Say a Libra. Okay, we got Libras in the house. We got Sagittarius in the house. And say, yeah, half man, half horse. That's the best way. And like I say, that represents the fusion of the animal instincts and divine intellect of a Sagittarius. Now, the thing about it is, let's break it down and we're gonna use symbolism here. So y'all, those of you that may not be able to keep up with what I'm saying, I hope you able to keep up. Now we notice the horse side of things. So we say half man, half horse. The horse side of things, what does the horse stand for? It seeks freedom, adrenaline, like adrenaline rush, and unrestrained exploration. So as you notice, a lot of times this is why you have a restless individual at times, where a Sagittarius could get bored if they become stagnant or sitting in one spot, or like how I'm doing right now, just being on the live. This will probably aggravate a Sagittarius because they might feel the need to, get up, go outside and hold the phone and, do it differently. But they just have a different way of how they go about exploration. Now, let me see. Oh, yeah, happy Halloween, by the way. So now the next thing is the fact that the human, the archer, or what's considered the archer. Now this side, this seeks a higher truth. It also belongs to philosophy, and that's, in meaning. So that's the thing with Sagittarius, is that they love to get to the bottom of things. They love to find the truth in everything. They're truth seekers. Now it's a duality. See, so we say half horse, half man, or half centaur, however you want to say it. This is a duality. And as I mentioned, this is what makes them restless, because of the whole, it makes them restless because at the same time, they want to know things. They're very wise about how they go about that information. Now, one thing that, they got that music loud as one. Now, one thing not to mention that you got to watch for with the rest, that's when the wild side comes out of a Sagittarius. See, so they could be very wise at one point, and then if, like I say, if it's unbalanced, then hey, there's a different story. But here's the thing: their wild side, it dominates, and see, the truth ends up turning into a blunt weaponry. See, so you got to know, like, that's something that you can't tame within a Sag, is that they could be very, very wild. But that's the side of them that dominates their personality. So a lot of times the truth, that's what ends up turning into a blunt weaponry. A lot of people can't handle what a Sagittarius truth is, see, because it's a different meaning. So it hits home, is wisdom. So a lot of time people don't have room for that, okay? Now here's the thing. See, Pisces represent unity, empathy, and compassion. While Sagittarius, they seek expansion because the influence there is Jupiter. Now, not only expansion, but they seek truth, see? So their arrows can pierce a Pisces' emotional core. Because the arrows, remember I said, the archer uses the bluntness as weaponry, see? So those are arrows that are like flying out at you. And see, you could become easily offended by what a Sagittarius thinks, because the way they say things, they say it with great truth. So as people may say, the truth hurts. That's a best way of saying it and explaining it. So when they say things to you, you're going to feel exactly where they're coming from. And like, if it's just something that you're not ready to hear yet, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt your feelings. And see, when this happens, so as we mentioned, that's the whole thing. See, with Sagittarius is that their wild side dominates. So you gotta understand, this is someone that can actually take up a lot of space. What I mean by this is they could take over a conversation. They can take up a lot of space to where they might not leave enough room for you to have an opinion. There may be so much truth in what they say that there's nothing needed to be added, or any extra conversation or anyone else communicating in the room. They actually take up space. So that's the thing that you got to watch out. Is this like somebody, imagine like you and I, we just sitting outside, we having a conversation, right? And then all of a sudden a Sagittarius interrupts us, and they could just take over just like that and just be like, yo, guess what happened? Or just come with a story. And it's like, it literally, like I said, it dominates the room. So you got to be careful. Like, You could get put off by that. You could become offended, like, hey, you just cut me off, or I'm talking to him, not you. And that's what you gotta watch out with, because they're doing what their nature and what, everything that's entitled with them. They're just being themselves when they're doing this. So here's the thing. See, when I said that those arrows in which they speak, using their words as weaponry, it can definitely pierce a Pisces emotional core. But here's the thing, it's with meaning. See, it's with meaning too. They're not just doing it to like hurt you. The words carry meaning and truth. So it's like I say, it has weight to it, substance to it. So that's why Pisces and Sagittarius clash. See, now here's the thing with Sagittarius, they can become I'm gonna tell you why they can become an enemy of a Pisces. Is the fact, see, you got truth versus sensitivity. As we mentioned, the truth hurts. What's going on? And welcome everybody that just what's up, Sheriff? Hope saying your name right. And Demeeks, hope I'm saying y'all names right. Welcome. So we got the truth versus sensitivity. See, Sagittarius tells the truth with fire. See, that's the thing. You got to understand with a fire sign burns, what they say burns through reality. So it's very hard to manipulate a fire sign in the first place. See, so when fire sign, when they speak the truth, the element behind it is with fire. So what they say could be the soul truth that it hits the whole room. And then, like I say, everybody is burned, or you offended, hurt by what they said, but they said the truth. Now, here's the thing. Pisces feels the truth. That's the difference. Pisces feels the truth with water. See? So they cook it different. And then what happens is when the Sagittarius speaks without tact, that's when Pisces feel burned, because Sagittarius, think about fire. Everybody knows that a fire grows with whatever it catches. So what ends up happening is a Sagittarius they don't feel anything when they speak. They just let it out. They just let it out. And then when they do this without tact, a Pisces will feel burned by that. See? And that's just like, it could be from talking out of turn, not letting someone else speak. Those are different examples of how a Pisces can feel burned in a conversation with a Sagittarius. You might find them to be rude by how they speak or how they approach. And those can be those little things in communication is what makes a Sagittarius and Pisces clash. Now, you got another thing, freedom versus emotional depth. So this means that, see, a Pisces can seek a soul connection, which that's what a Pisces stand for. They like to have a one-to-one. And see, Sagittarius needs space. See, so that's the reason why you may find Sagittarius leaning more to their wild side and not wanting to give up space, because that's the thing. They need space. They have to have space. And if they feel smothered, then this is how you can get into it with them. Now, the thing about it is, see, a Pisces interprets the distance as emotional detachment. See? Where a Sagittarius, they need that space, but see, a Pisces looking at it different, because they're feeling with the water. See, they're going to it in an emotional way. Now, here's the thing: when it comes to so when it comes to, idealism of clash, of why they clash, is because you got a Pisces being a dreamer. And Sagittarius, yeah, they dream, but they dream different. They dream of the world, see? So when it comes to Pisces dreams of the spirit. And then when a Pisces withdraws emotionally, that's when the Sagittarius feels trapped, see? So that's just like the two elements clashing back to back. Now, let me see who said something. Kyle Hubbard said this, a handsome... Bob, what's that now? Bobo. Hope I'm saying your name right. Said, y'all clowning in the chat today, huh? Yeah, definitely, Cat. Pisces needs space as well. It's facts. But it's just like when you dealing with a Sag, it's just like I say, you're dealing with somebody that is very, very wise in the situation. But the thing with Pisces is that, see, Pisces doesn't like how Sagittarius moves about it. And here's the thing, when it comes to the way they dream, you know, see, a Pisces dreams of the spirit. So it's you know, and that's the duality of Pisces. You got the one going upstream, one going downstream. Now, when a Pisces withdraws, yes, that's when the Sagittarius feels trapped. Now, here's the next thing. Regarding a Sagittarius, you're dealing with someone that is brutally honest. Brutally honest. So this goes into things that you probably wouldn't say to someone, or things that you probably wouldn't even think someone would say to you. So it could be something that you're not, you know, ready to hear. They could say something about you know, your physique, you know, it could be something that you're insecure about yourself, you know, anything. A Sagittarius can just, you know, throw those arrows and hit your core with what they say, and just say something that just makes you just, you know, go home for the day. You end up going home from work early just because the Sagittarius said something to you that really got to you. So it's in those little aspects. Now, here's the thing. Brutally honest, Sagittarius can expose what Pisces hides. So you got to think fire. See, fire, when you add fire to water, it cooks. See, so it gets hot, and you know, it blows the steam. So that's the thing with a Pisces. Oftentimes will get pissed off, and that's the thing. Whatever you're hiding by a Sagittarius observing you, think of the archer. See, they will know exactly what you're hiding. And then a lot of times this is what they do. When a Sagittarius sees what you're hiding, Pisces, they oftentimes will shatter your illusions. And see, that Pisces uses that illusion for emotional safety. See, because if a Pisces feel uncomfortable, they might feel their mouth, you know, your body reacts to how you feel. So they may, you know, they may choke up with word, you know, what they're saying. Well, it just shows that they feel uncomfortable. Well, then you got to understand, see, Pisces, if they feel uncomfortable, they have to draw that illusion, see, that they're not, see. And then that's the thing where Sagittarius it's like they take away that whole dreamy, that whole everything that belongs to, you know, Pisces. They take it away. It's like they take everything that you're trying to, you know, use for emotional safety. They take it and crumble it up, throw it in the garbage. And then it's like you have to sit there and you don't know what to do. You're pretty much caught off guard. You're like, wait a minute, what, you know, what did you just do that for? Like, hey, you just took down my whole little shrine that I had up, you know, standing. That was for me and protecting this. But that's the thing, a Sagittarius can easily just shatter your illusions. Now, the next thing is faith versus philosophy. And I would like to add a story. As you guys know, I had a friend, a so-called friend that I actually thought was my friend. He was a Sagittarius, and he was a barber. So one time I needed my haircut. As you guys know, I'm always getting into a fight with my barbers for some reason. I don't know why. But he was like, yeah, come to the house. And, you know, his house, that's where he was cutting hair, in his living room. So he even had the little barber chair, just like a barber shop. He had the barber chair there, and he, you know, we sat down, lollygagged a little bit. And then I sat down, and he was like, yeah, what kind of what can I do for you? What kind of cut you want? I just told him, just give me a high taper and just line up everything neat, you know, nice and neat, you know, make me crispy, you know. So I'm just thinking, like, I know he's a Sagittarius, you know, I'm fully aware. So I'm just thinking, like, we good, right? You let me come to the house, his girlfriend's in there. I'm thinking he comfortable. And then he's like lining me up. Now I know I got like a LeBron James, you know, throwback lining, you know, a receding hairline by birth, by nature, by a natural, however you want to say it. I just got a natural pushback lining anyway. So when it was time for him to line me up, he's like looking at me like like he's literally putting the clippers or biting my freaking skull where he's leaving like the little red marks and like the little red marks all over my forehead and like everywhere. So he's just like just stabbing me with the damn clippers, and I'm like literally like feeling every little freaking bite of the clippers, and I'm like, damn. And then I'm talking about the clippers were like super hot. Like, damn, you would think that this dude was cooking a damn pizza, how hot those damn clippers were. And he was just constantly like just, and then he was putting my head straight and just doing it. And I felt like, oh man, like I already knew, like I was fully aware. I'm like, man, we finna get into it, because I know he ain't doing no freaking art project on my hair. So when he said, all right, he got the wiping my neck off, and I knew I already, don't even start. I already knew I was fucked. I already knew like my shit was just done for. Like all the stabbing me in the head with the damn clippers, I knew he had messed my hair up. So I'm like, okay, I can get mad and then it's just gonna get ugly from here, or I could just take my messed up haircut and just tell him, you know, I'm not paying. But I'm like, you know what? I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna pay him for this haircut, but I ain't never coming back. See, and that's the thing. Like, so me not, I don't know, I don't worry about what happens, but I believe in karma. But I'm gonna tell y'all, when I took my hat, when I'm talking about when I got up from that sitting from that barber chair, I had red marks all around my forehead. Just looked like I got, like, it looked like a bunch of people just set up there. No, it actually looked like a bunch of drunken it's just a bunch of drunks just just beating on me and hitting me with all kind of that's how I look. And I was like, whoa, he must have been mad at me for him to give me this type of haircut, because there's no way in hell you cut hair and you just totally just screw my shit up to the core. But I'm like, maybe he wanted me to look like something. And I'm like, but the thing about it is, I really didn't rock with him anyway, because I knew he was a Sag. And I remember in the past that we went to, he was cutting my hair before, like when he first started, before he went to school for it. And I remember when I was telling him a story about something, and he had said something to me like that was disrespectful. He was like, bro, you be acting like a female. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you be acting like a female. You be talking about, you be pillow talking like saying stuff about somebody doing something to you. He's like, that's what females do. I said, bro, literally, I'm literally like, cause me knowing how he feels, see, a Pisces is like this. If you say something that's disrespectful, that's fighting words. You saying I acting like a female, that's fighting words to me. But if you're cutting my hair and I gave you the right to cut my hair and I'm this close to you and you talking like that, then we might as well fight, because you talking way, you basically saying I'm a B. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, let's just change the conversation, man. Change the conversation, because he gonna, I'm like literally just like, if you feel like that, why am I here? Like, and that's what I'm trying to say, is a Pisces, we don't let people come in. If you feel some type of way, then don't even be trying to cut my hair, because that's being fake. If you thinking I'm acting like a female, then why are you even trying to cut my hair? See? So it's like you could feel a little gaslighting, like a little thing, but I'm like, damn, to take that, yeah, a Pisces will feel emotional. A Pisces will get emotional, because it's like, dude, you trying to disrespect me? Like, and I'm going to tell you, because the part of it being disrespectful is that anybody with real emotion will feel that that's disrespectful. What I'm finna do, just sit there and be like, oh, okay, I guess, oh, it's a joke. No, I don't joke like that, though. See, that's the thing. You got your people that you actually joke with. So this the thing, like, let me see, what y'all think about that? Because I ain't gonna lie, I was getting teary-eyed. I'm like, man, I'm finna really hurt this dude, because I'm like, see, this the thing. You say something like that to a Pisces, you gonna get hurt, fam, off the rip. Only reason I ain't hurt him because his mom was there. I'm like, man, this is gonna get ugly He the one that picked me up. I'm like, I don't want to walk home. So I'm thinking about all that. But I'm like literally like, ooh, I'm finna, because this is what a Pisces would do. A Pisces would project. If you say something, a Pisces gonna mirror the very thing that you being disrespectful, a Pisces gonna mirror. But it's gonna be an explosive reaction, because it's like, okay, if you throw something into water, like let's say a guy weigh like 500 pounds, right? And you know, if he jumps off a diving board, and let's say he's carrying a football in his hands, right? And let's say this guy jumps off, it could be a cliff, but if he jumps off that cliff and lands in a whole pool or lake of water, and he throws that football in the air as he hits the water, what do you think that football is going to do? It's not going to go with him. It's going to boom, bounce, and go straight out. So that's what you're doing. When you piss a Pisces off, they going to do you like that football. See? Because that's the whole turbulence of the whole, you know, when you say something to Pisces, boom, they're going to throw it back to you, but it's going to be 10 times worse. You ain't going to expect it. People think that what you throw into water, that it won't come back to you. See? They think like, oh, what they say just gonna sink and just go in. Like, no, it's gonna bounce off. You're gonna feel it. But yeah, Misty Love, welcome, Sam, my sister. A Sag, she will always tell mom on me. Still does. She gossips. Yeah, definitely. But I ain't gonna lie. Like, their words can feel like betrayal. That's the reason why Pisces will get like, you know, feel some type of way, because it's like, damn, you supposed to be my friend, but you saying some real, you talking like the enemy. See? So how it makes you have to reevaluate, is this really my friend? Because friends, I'm gonna tell you, a real friend ain't gonna talk to you like that. See? Even if they feel like that, because a friend is like, look, I ain't got no business saying that to dude. You know, like they catch themselves. There's a boundary. They like, even if they hate your mother, they're not gonna say, man, damn, I hate your mom, dude, and y'all cool. They ain't gonna say that, because why? They stop and think and say, oh, that's disrespectful. And they know that if they feel like that, that is something wrong with them. That energy is coming from somewhere. But see, a Sagittarius has no tact. See, they have no tact. So when they say stuff, it just comes off. It comes off and goes left. See, it's like, oh, you just say something and not think before you actually speak. That is not wisdom, my guy. That's not wisdom. You being disrespectful. You just say something and blurt something out like, dang, your mama your mama bald head. Dang, she got a. It's like, bro, what you saying? What you saying all that for? Like, bro, don't. And that's how you get into a fight with a Sag, because they reckless with their words. They use their words as weaponry. See? So that's how you got to look at it when they doing stuff. They're talking. Their language is not hitting home. It's not communicating. See? It's not like you guys just having a regular conversation. Now that we got that part done, let's see. Swizz said, oh, you're the streamer that be haha, if they don't want it, say just take. Man, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to everybody in the chat. But yeah, this is the thing. Like, shout out James Hudson, Matrix, everybody that's in the chat. Now we're gonna talk about this. So you got faith versus philosophy. And see, a Pisces believes they believe from the intuition. See, whatever the intuition shows a Pisces, they believe it. Now, Sagittarius, they believe from experience. And that whole I did it all, I already did it already, I know this. You will hear Sagittarius boast about, oh, I know that already. I already, you know, what you using the GPS for? I already know where to go. I don't need that. Like, you know, they can have this bigger than life personality, where it's like anything you ever try to tell them you went to visit, or you just try to, you know, you just try to talk to them and say, hey, I actually had a vacation, went to China, and, you know, it was a really good, you know, trip. But Sagittarius would be like, oh, I did it already. Like, yeah, I already been there before. I actually go there like every other 3 months. I always go to China. Yeah, my mom is you ever met might be like, might say something like, yeah, they was actually filming the movie Karate Kid 4. For example, they just always gotta act like they done something bigger than you. So that's what another thing you gotta watch out with Sag is that they could come off with this whole, I did it already, that's old, like anything you say doesn't mean nothing. So it's like you could really feel like small around them. Remember, they take up space. They have to, they need space in order to ground themselves. So that's what you got to always remember is that even if you're alone with them, they're going to try to take over that whole situation. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's even an extent to when it's driving. Like they got to be the one driving. Good luck with that, because they can get into an argument about who's gonna drive, because they actually feel like, oh, I experienced this. I'm a best driver. I done drove to here to Chicago and back and forth, and hey, I'm the best driver. So we plan a trip. Guess what? They're gonna be the ones to say, oh, here, give me the keys. I'm driving. And then if you argue with them, they're gonna sit there, use the words as weaponry as to why you shouldn't drive. And then they're gonna say, well, damn, I can get us there in like 3 hours. And they're not lying. They're brutally honest. They know their shit when they say like, oh, I can get us there quicker. I know where to go. I don't need the GPS. They're not lying to you. It's just that when you have your car and they don't ask. See, it goes into the give me, like there's no type of tact. See, they'll say stuff like, give me your keys. I'm driving. And you like, wait a minute, this is a Genesis sports utility truck that hey, I ain't finna just like give you my keys. Like, you don't even, and that's another thing. A Sagittarius doesn't look at things the same way you do. So if you buy a brand new car, they have a wild side that dominates in their duality. So they might handle your new car very, very bad, very wildly. So it's like, if you do let them take the wheel and drive your vehicle, and let's say it's a BMW, let's say it's a Rolls Royce, something, a Sagittarius is not going to treat it like Rolls Royce. I'm going to tell you how Sagittarius will treat that Rolls Royce like a damn horse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you could expect, because that's another thing too. When you don't have tact, you are considered clumsy. So it's like you break stuff. You might grab the steering wheel too hard and turn, and next thing you know, after a Sagittarius uses your stuff, you start to realize that something is broken. You might just see your alignment is off all of a sudden. You might realize that, damn, my brakes are kind of sinking to the floor. Damn, were they like smashing their foot on the damn brake? So it's like, in that type of stuff, that they don't handle people's stuff in a respectful way. It's like, oh, if they use something of yours, they're gonna handle that thing like a horse. They're gonna handle that thing real roughly. See, because you got to understand the centaur aspect is about freedom. It's about getting to the destination. They're not looking at all these little things that you're probably feeling some type of way about, especially if it's emotionally. See, now here's the thing. See, now what this can go into with Sagittarius, when they believe like, oh, they're the one that's most experienced more than you. What this could lead to is what I said. I know. Oh, if you tell them something, you can get into an argument or a debate about, I know already. I did it already. Or they might go into, well, what I feel is always like what they feel is better. See? So, that goes into the whole expansion and the philosophy-ness of hey, I feel like I'm the one that should drive, because, hey, when dad and mom, when they went out of town, hey, I was the one that drove us back, and I got us there in like 3 hours. Where Pam and Joey, When they were driving, it took them a whole freaking, 2 days. And that'd be like and that's the thing that can actually, if people side with the Sagittarius, is like, oh, now you sitting up there looking like, oh, like you ain't good enough. Now, here's the thing. How a Sagittarius betrays a Pisces, both man and woman. Now, this is very important. So the thing about it is, the very first thing is accidental betrayal through brutally honesty. Like, just being brutally honest. See, the thing about it is, they could do things and say things like, oh, they don't lie. Now, this is what you got to watch out for, because having a Gemini opposite polarity is what gives them these little sneaky little ways to communicate that often people fall for, because they'll say these bold statements with things that are not realistic, that are not realistically done. So they'll say things like, oh, I don't lie, I don't tell lies. And you like, really? You don't tell lies? Okay. So it's like, you got to know what is realistic and what's not regarding them communicating with you, because Gemini opposite polarity, they can have the tendency to lie and say things, and what they're saying is not true. And see, this is a thing. They actually can say too much. You ever heard of oversharing? Well, when it comes to a Sagittarius, they definitely can say too much. And not only saying too much, do too much. So a Sagittarius, they might reveal a Pisces secret, or they might mock their vulnerability as a joke. See, so remember I said, when the Sagittarius gets mad, what do? They crack jokes. See, so just as Pisces would draw the illusion for a safety net, and so a Sagittarius uses humor to hide their anger. So you would think that the illusion could be, the same, right? In some aspects, you could say, oh, well, if you're going to use humor as a mask, then why can't I use an illusion? See, so then you got to watch that whole, oh, I'm joking, because that they're really angry. See, it's just they try to confuse you into thinking that you're mad. See, so that's the thing you got to watch out for, and that's to keep you off balance. See, because as soon as you get off balance and defensive, and you're trying to sit there and like convince them, now you already lost. You already lost the battle. Now, the next thing that a Sagittarius is good at, and how a Sagittarius betrays a Pisces, both man and woman, is through ghosting, through restlessness. See, you could get ghosted by a Sagittarius very easily, and you will not know what hit you when they do this. So when they feel emotionally trapped, this is what they're going to do. They're going to disappear. See, and that's going to leave a Pisces confused, or you're going to feel wounded when they do this. Now, the next thing is using flirtation, like just trying to be flirtatious. Like, oh, they might start being flirty all of a sudden, but then they're doing that because they actually want freedom in the situation. See, so that's why you get a pair. See, it's like when they're basically acting like that, you're basically giving a pair. See, what I mean by a pair is that just like Gemini gives you two. So it's like them ghosting is always through another reason why they're ghosting. See, they're ghosting through restlessness. When they're being flirty, they're using that as a way to for freedom. See, so the whole accidental betrayal, it comes through by them being brutally honest. But if you go in between of everything that I said, there's one thing missing: tact. See? So what is this saying? What am I really saying? A Sagittarius goes about life just thinking that, oh, if I experience it, that I'll get through it, but experience don't have nothing to do with it. See, you can experience anything in life, and then all of a sudden, it could be a bad situation for you, that you probably might think that, hey, I probably shouldn't even have experienced that. But see, a Sagittarius is wild. They want that. They want to explore. See, No matter what it is, they want to explore it still. So that's not being smart because you're not factoring in the risk. See, so this leaves you into this whole mind state of trying to have one thing and then that leads to another, but you're not being forward or direct with what you want to do with your motives. So when I said about the whole flirtation as freedom, using that as freedom, see, Sagittarius, they flirt naturally. They can't help it. So when you're in a relationship with them, you wonder why they talking to everybody, because why? They share too much. There's no tact. Think of tact as a way of having no plan. How do you not have a plan if you're in a relationship? What sense would it make for you to just freely just be flirting with the neighbors? See, that's not respectful. That's not being loyal and, you know, following the rules. And that's the thing. They don't want to follow any rules. They want freedom. They want to do their own thing. So anytime they're in a situation with you, they're basically trying to do their own thing. They're not trying to live up to the tradition of which you came from, it, your upbringing and how things are and the rules in that situation that require them to be a certain type of way. They're not going to do that. And they're not going to want to be there. Just like an Aquarius. Aquarius don't like to follow rules. So if there's a sign that says no smoking, guess what? The rebellion in an Aquarius, just as well as a Sagittarius, is going to say, you know what, man, screw them. F that. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And I'm telling you, Sagittarius will do this. They'll do it in a hospital, in a place that's like, wait a minute, you probably shouldn't light that up, man. There's people in there that are on respirators and whoop-de-woo, and it's like a Sagittarius is not gonna stop a Sagittarius. And that's the thing. Them trying to force their will and trying to force how they feel because they think that, oh, this is what I do and I'll always get away with this. I knew a Sagittarius that once during the childhood that and whatnot, him and his brother. And I remember both of them were Sagittarius, even their dad was a Sagittarius. And this man, we would go to the mall, and I'll never forget this. We went to the mall, and all of a sudden, we get to the mall, and he's like, he said, yo, watch this. We went into a furniture store, I think it was like Macy's or something. And then he just took off running like he was in the damn Olympics. And he literally did a belly flop right on it was like one of the little beds that was like one of the little floor, like a little bed that was set up. He just went over there and just a floor model. He just went over there and just jumped on the bed like it was his bed in his house. And I'm like, what the heck? And the workers and everybody was just looking at him like, what the hell is going on? And then he was just like pulling the covers off the bed and just laughing and being silly and like, trying to have a pillow fight and trying to hit me with the pillow. And I'm like, bro, you can't be doing that, bro. You're going to get us put out this mall. You're going to get us arrested. And then you know what he told me? Man, I always do this. See, it's like they don't listen. You do tell a Sagittarius, hey man, don't do that. Or hey man, you're going to get us arrested, bro. Chill out. Oh no, man, I do this all the time, man. This is hey, don't even worry about it, man. Hey, they ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, man. So what he did was he went in Foot Locker and literally he went in there and stole a whole bunch of headbands. Came back out and was like, look, I got me a headband, and then he literally took it out the package and just wore it and then said, watch this, I'm finna go back in and tell him I ain't pay for it. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you go back into the store and tell him you didn't pay for it and you just stole it? He would do that type of stuff. It's like, what? I was always trying to grasp, so why are you doing that? Like, what point does it make to do that? But he just wanted to show off so much and just show, like, how gutsy he was. So that's the little thing that you got to pay attention to with a Sag, is that hanging with them can actually get you in a lot of trouble. Meaning they could do some wild stuff just right on the money. Walk into a store, they could literally go into a store and burglarize the whole store and you wouldn't even know it. Next thing you know, they're running to the car, and you better get in the car and drive off, because why? You're an accomplice. You was with them. So can have you in like a whole limbo situation. Like, hey man, damn, you just robbed the bank. Hey, you didn't even tell me you was finna rob the bank. There's no tack. See? They don't put you up on nothing that they're getting ready to do. They just do it off impulse. Now, the next thing is the fact that so when it comes to a Sagittarius, as I mentioned, they flirt naturally, and when it comes to a Pisces, see, a Pisces can mistake it basically as devotion. So that's something that a Pisces could get caught up into, thinking that, oh, the Sagittarius is actually, you know, flirting, or think is that, oh, this is just them. But Sagittarius oftentimes sees it as a connection, not a commitment. That's the difference. So in relationships, they can think of it like that. Oh, we're in a connection. This is not they'll say, oh, this is a connection, but hey, it's not a commitment. So that means that they're not locked down or locked into this person. They don't look at it like that. So I know a Capricorn that was with a Sagittarius, and they broke up, and literally what he did to actually lead up to that is the fact that he thought like he could go hang out with other women, thinking it was cool. Capricorn, being very serious, was like, hey, no, she ain't false. So she divorced him for that. So it's like little stuff that is a no-no. They can really challenge, you know, they can really test things and challenge things, or challenge people on it. Now, the next thing is that when it comes to mocking sensitivity, as we mentioned, gaslighting, a Sagittarius may tease Pisces emotions or spiritual beliefs. See? And that could turn into a whole, you know, punchline of how they deliver the words just to feel powerful. So be careful with that. You know, it's a little stuff that they can actually play with stuff like, just like Jupiter. I know Jupiter probably watching this live. Like he likes to get on here and, you know, cut up in the chat. But yeah, definitely. But shout out to Jupiter, man. You know what I'm saying? I know he just being his sign, you know, that's what his sign does. But yeah, when it comes to competition for wisdom, that's another thing, another trait for Sagittarius, is that, oh, I know more about this than you. When it make everything a competition. So it could be a competition of who, you know, basically like who's smarter, who knows more about a particular subject. And see, both signs, they think that it can see the bigger picture in everything. So a Sagittarius can betray a Pisces when they turn that whole, you know, that superiority into a whole guidance. Like, oh yeah, I know this and this and that, and that, hey, you know, if you guys, for instance, for example, were to try to figure out a way of escape from a prison, who do you think will win? And that's basically like, you would think the Pisces would say, hey, I'm an escapist. I can find a perfect way of escape. Telling that to a Sagittarius, that's not going to fly. See? Because a Sagittarius is not going to listen to a Pisces strategy, or they're not going to use their guidance at all. So you guys will be sitting there arguing, and then all of a sudden the guards come in, and then, hey, that whole little situation or vendetta is over with. See? So that's what a lot of times things get, you know, time gets wasted. Now, the next thing, how Pisces can avoid conflicting with a Sagittarius, is that you got to let a Sagittarius just roam. See? Let the frog just jump, because that's just what it does. It just jumps. So don't chase or don't cling to a Sagittarius when they're doing this. So, you know, freedom is like a Sagittarius oxygen. So if somebody was a smoker and they was going around carrying a breathing machine with them, think of it with a Sagittarius. They need that freedom. So they use that as oxygen. Now, the next thing is that the more space you give them, the more they respect your energy. See? Because now you're giving them that breathing room. Now, the next thing is that you got to do is you have to set emotional boundaries with a Sagittarius. You know, don't absorb that fire, because obviously, haven't you learned your lesson? You will get burned constantly. So when they provoke you, you got to just stay quiet. Don't say nothing. See, a Pisces calmness is a Sagittarius kryptonite. So you gotta use it wisely. Now, the next thing is that you as a Pisces, you have the ability to mirror. Use it wisely. So why I say this is the fact that when you mirror their honesty, it actually works. So yeah, speak your truth. You know, don't, and hey, at the same time, speak your truth, but do it softly. That's the catch. Do it softly, because that's the thing. A Pisces intuition can guide a Sagittarius impulsiveness. They just might listen to you. See? And notice I said might, and that's only if you stay grounded. Now, the next thing, let me see, yeah, definitely show offs or whatnot. Let me tell you a secret, another thing too, by the way. Okay, everybody know who Ted Bundy is, right? He's a Sagittarius. Did you guys know why he did what he did? Why was he so hell-bent on what, you know, as far as giving people rides, and then, you know, they basically became, you know, his victims or whatnot. So the thing about it was, he was basically using all his hits and all his victims and everything he did. He was using that for the very reason of what I told you guys, just to brag about it. See, that whole situation, everything that he did, but it was all for the whole boasting and bragging that I did that. See, that's just something that I just want to throw that out at you. Now, the next thing is, don't try to fix the Sagittarius. As much as you may want to, and you see all their mistakes, don't try to fix it. Because like I said, Sagittarius, they hate feeling controlled by anybody. So let them burn. See, let them burn and learn. You know how that rhymes is like a metaphor. Let them burn and learn. Don't sit there and try to teach them the right way, or, you know, give them a long list, Martin Luther King list about how they should do something differently. So like I say, how does Pisces win in a situation, in a fight with a Sagittarius? Is by surrendering. See, not control. It's better for you to say, hey, you know what? I surrendered. Hey, you can have it. You got it, big bro. You don't want no smoke. That's the best thing you could do with a Sagittarius. Don't even get in the ring with them. See, because I know some straight killers that's Sagittarius, and literally I seen this with my own two eyes of just, hey, you got it, big bro. I don't want no smoke. That's the best way to handle a Sag. When you're a Pisces, don't even be trying to get on no ego tripping or nothing, because you just might lose, fam. You just might lose. And I'm just saying that because I've seen it happen. Like, sometimes a Sagittarius, think about it. A person without tact is very, very dangerous. That's like a dog roaming around with no leash. And everybody's like, who dog is that? Well, hell, it's not mine. It just might bite you, see? Because nobody knows who dog it is and doesn't have a leash on it. And you don't know how it's trained. So you got to look at a Sagittarius in the same lens, the same perspective. Now, the next thing is the fact that when it comes to energy, see, focus on your energy, Pisces, not words. And see, Sagittarius, they may talk in circles. See, remember, they have the opposite polarity of Gemini. They love to talk. So a lot of times they may say stuff that they've already said. They can come off very, very preachy. So they might say something to you like, yeah, you know, because you always be doing this and saying that, and then all of a sudden they can run it back. But you be saying stuff like this and doing it, you see how I start talking in circles, they said it already. So they become very, very preachy. You might get irritated by the way they keep harping on the same subjects over and over. So that could be another thing of which why you guys get into it. But see, this is the thing. But Pisces feels intentions, see? And they read energy very well, not explanations. So that's the very good thing when it comes for a Pisces, because listen, a Pisces is no slouch. Just because a Pisces may say, you got it, big bro, I don't want no smoke, that could be an illusion. See, it's certain type of illusions that you could draw that actually protect you. And that person don't even know that you used it that way. So you got to be careful, because a Pisces is all about self-mastery. A Pisces has mastered the illusion. Nobody else can project the illusion out that way like a Pisces. And hell, a lot of y'all can see in a situation that, oh, I didn't even know it was an illusion. See? So that's what another thing too. A Pisces can they can whip up a damn illusion just like a damn Betty Crocker cake. And I know y'all probably might think, damn, she whipped that mug pretty good. I didn't even know it was a cake, and I didn't even know it was a Betty Crocker cake. But that's how you'll look at it when it comes to illusion. Now, I know that I'm kind of like, click-clacky today, but it's because I had a long day. So just bear in mind with me, chill out. We're just getting started, kick your feet up sometime, So just the very words I like to say often is just relax. That's my favorite words. Just relax, You gotta get comfortable. So it's sometimes when you try to start a car up in the morning, it takes a couple tries. So hey, why not, But yeah, let's see what you guys gotta say. What y'all think about the Sagittarius thus far? Yeah, so here's the thing too. So the next thing is that let's talk about the mutable clash. As we mentioned before, that yes, just because you're a fire sign, water sign, it does make a difference. So when they talk about both Pisces and Sagittarius being mutable signs, the meaning is different. Okay, now with Pisces, yeah, it can mean adaptation. Yes, that's the whole thing. But it hits different from a fire sign to a water sign. So when we talk about the mutables, yes, they mean the adaptation, the flow, and the change easily, right? But here's the thing, they mutate differently. So when it comes to a Pisces, they adapt emotionally. They shapeshift based on the feelings that they feel, moods, and the intuition. Now, Sagittarius adapts mentally. See? So they shift through ideas. They shift through perspectives and beliefs. See, one of the biggest arguments that you can get into with a Sagittarius is about beliefs, where they might feel like, I can't say all that on this live, and that's why I have certain videos as to why I'm getting ready to start my membership thing. So that way the videos that are, they're not censored, so that's way I could talk about certain things regarding like different beliefs or whatnot. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Now, when it comes to Sagittarius, adapts mentally. So like I say, they shift through their ideas, beliefs, and perspectives. Now, this means that a Pisces might say, I understand you, right? And that's what you would say to a Sagittarius when they're like this. But a Sagittarius will say, I've outgrown you. See how that's two different ways, where one way seems kind of harsh, right? If you say, I understand you, man, I know where you're coming from. You see how I'm applying a little bit of motion, a little water, little element to the mutables, the little, that's why I said mutate differently, because I'm basically I'm connecting with you, right? But remember, it's no commitment with a Sagittarius. They're not looking at the same lens, the same way, in the same perspective. So what a Sagittarius will say to that is, I've outgrown you. See, I've outgrown you, meaning that I'm bigger and better than you, right? That's how Sagittarius will come off. And see, they're trying to say the same thing. See, you see how it's different? And fire sign it's a little bit more rough, abrupt, so it feels a little harsh when they're basically trying to say the same thing. Now, see, when these energies collide, one seeks a connection, like I just said, and the other seeks escape. See? So you have to differentiate which one it is. Now, how can a Pisces spiritually evolve beyond the feud? See? Now, we talked about alchemy, how Pisces can turn painful situation into art, music. And sometimes you might be like, damn, this Pisces got some really good music. And that could all have been done through the alchemy of Pisces turning a painful situation, a painful upbringing, a painful life, a painful experience into art. So that you can see if a Pisces got some really good art or got some really good music, that could be why. Now it's just how they channel it. Now, when you learn to detach with compassion, see, this is very powerful. So if you learn to detach with compassion, that's the best thing you could do to not fall into this whole feud with Sagittarius as when you're a Pisces. See, don't mirror Sagittarius fire with emotional chaos, because a lot of time that can get you, that's why I said, that can get you in trouble, because it's better to surrender. It's better to say, hey, you got it, big bro. You win. I don't want no smoke. That's the best way than to try to match their energy, because you are a water sign. It's better for you not to try to match their energy, because trying to match a Sagittarius fire, you're just going to light it. You're going to ignite the whole situation and make it worse. And see, that's why you just got to rise above it, Pisces. And you also got to recognize that, see, Sagittarius often mirrors Pisces' own suppressed fire. See, you got the fire in you, Pisces. It only comes out when it erupts. So somebody has to set you off in order for that fire to come out. But see, the thing about it is, that's the thing, Sagittarius, they recognize it. They know that Pisces has that fire. See, and then they'll try to mirror it. They try to mirror what you're suppressing. See? So that's why they know how to say, they know, even though they lack tact, they know just what to say to basically set you off, to make you uncover that of which you're hiding or anything that you're suppressing. See? Now, you got to understand the spiritual lesson behind all this. See, faith isn't proven by feeling loved. It's proven by staying loving and misunderstood. See? So that's the best way to look at it. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is, let me see here. Yeah, so the second half of the thing, as we mentioned, Sagittarius, now we're going to talk about the zodiac signs that Pisces should avoid. See? No, and it just says should avoid, because there's some signs that, yeah, it doesn't work, man. When it just is what it is, doesn't work. So these are the signs that Pisces should avoid. Now, we're going to talk about Gemini and Sagittarius. These are the two clowns. Excuse me. I'm not trying to be biased and saying that, hey, I ain't got nothing against Gemini or Sagittarius. These are just the signs that Pisces should avoid. Now, the thing about it is, I'm going to tell you why. Because Gemini and Sagittarius, they challenge Pisces. They challenge Pisces. Not intentional, it just happens. And see, Gemini, it's all about their duality. See, the twins. And this is an aspect about Gemini that a lot of people, they fail to realize. They forget that Gemini is a dual sign. So when it comes to the twins, they represent constant change. Gemini represents constant change. They're constantly switching up. Constantly switching up. And see, a Pisces seeks the emotional depth and stillness. You ever heard somebody just say, oh man, just sit still and relax. Chill out. See, that's how a Pisces is. Why? Because a Pisces is constantly changing the feeling, see, of which one feels. So when a Pisces might say, hey man, just chill out, man. Everything's gonna be all right. You ain't gotta keep switching it up. Just sit down and be still. That's how a Pisces will approach a situation regarding Gemini just being all, just flip-floppy. Now, the thing about it is, when it comes to this causes that whole whiplash emotionally. So that's the thing about Pisces and Gemini, is miscommunication. See? Because you don't have to keep switching it up, Gemini. You don't have to keep on changing it up. You shape-shifting, and you just keep on wasting a whole lot of energy. And all that does is cause the waves to just, the whiplash of waves emotionally. And then boom, Now, miscommunication. Oh, I thought you were saying this, and hey, I didn't mean to say that. So it's like, wow. Now you guys are basically sitting there going back and forth saying, oh, I thought your shoes were on the wrong foot. Well, damn, I didn't know you were even looking at my shoes. So there's like little stuff like that, and you can actually just get into it with him just by that misunderstanding. Next thing is Sagittarius. As we know, is represented by the centaur, right? So half human, half beast. So that's the symbolic form. And that is the raw truth versus instinct. See, that's what the whole half human, half beast, that's what it stands for. And when this happens, see, their bluntness, as I mentioned, that's what often wounds the sensitive, intuitive Pisces. It's just how they say stuff. And that's the thing. That's the signs that you should avoid. And the spiritual lesson behind it is the fact that, see, Gemini teaches us Pisces mental discernment. See? So not every connection deserves your intuition. So that's something that, see, that could save you a whole lot of heartache and pain, because not everything requires the intuition. Some things you just mentally have to know, and that's what Gemini teaches Pisces. Now, Sagittarius teaches Pisces boundaries. See, anytime a person feel like they need space, they're creating a boundary. So not every truth needs your forgiveness. That's what a Sagittarius teaches Pisces. Now, how Pisces can protect their energy? Well, don't mirror their chaos. That's the worst thing you could do. You need to ground yourself in empathy and structure. See, grounding yourself, that is most important for a Pisces. Why? Because you oftentimes will find a need to swim off, to escape. See, and just in that whole reality, instead, staying present is grounding yourself. Now, the next thing is use that solitude that you experience. Use solitude to recharge. Be still, before reacting emotionally, because you're gonna always lose if you behave that way. Now, let your silence reveal your intentions, Pisces. See, because that's how Pisces gonna win. By what? You got it, big bro. Hey, I don't want no smoke. Hey, not engaging. Every battle is how you gonna win with a Sagittarius and a Gemini. It's not even getting in the ring with them. See, even if they pissing you off, do not get in the ring with them. You heard it here first. Now, wait, Monkey Son, man, I you know what? You said something about a burrito. See, you say that it don't mean nothing because you don't mean nothing. See, you just came in here and just did a sudden hey, why would you come to the channel if you just totally just don't understand it? Just say you don't understand it. See, most people bash what they don't know nothing about. And see, if I was lost like you, I would be like, hey, these people understand something that I do not have. I absolutely have no I can't even, man, it's just so crazy. Like, people bash everything they don't know nothing about. That's just what it is. His name was Burrito. I thought, I mean, damn, unless I just want a burrito, unless you spelt his name different, it kind of sounds good, don't it? A burrito. Yeah, definitely. Can't take you serious because your name's Burrito. But hey, the next thing is the fact that everything we know is a karma test. Okay. So yeah, you feel drained. Yeah, that comes with it. So we can't stop trying to fix it, because there's just something that's going to keep happening. You're going to keep experiencing it. But like I say, the relationship will always feel like deja vu. And on top of that, the words confuse your intuition. When you're dealing with a Gemini and a Sagittarius, yes, words are always going to be taken in different ways. You're going to think that, oh, Sagittarius is doing this, Vice versa. They're going to take your words differently. You're going to take theirs differently. This is why this is why you should avoid them, okay? Because of those common triggers. Now, the thing about it is, like I said, never forget this. A Sagittarius is always going to mock your emotional sensitivity, Pisces. If anything that I said in this video, there's going to be a Sagittarius that's going to fine-tooth comb everything that I said, and guess what they're going to harp on? The emotional sensitivity. They're going to mention, oh, when you went to the barbershop, you was mad because you was finna cry because he said, oh, you act like a female. He put those red marks on your head. See, he's going to use that because he's going to think that, oh, that's a weak spot. Oh, let me attack there. See, so that's why you got to know. But what did I say? You got to just fall back. See, roll your boat gently down the stream, merrily, merrily. You got it, big bro, and just keep it pushing. Don't even sit there and get into the ring because, hey, you got a gladiator that needs space for oxygen. So why let it breathe? Let it sing, but you don't have to join and mingle with it. Put it like that. But yeah, when it comes to the karmic test, that's what it's about. The common triggers that I mentioned, that's what that's about. Now, the difference is Gemini is going to play mental chess with you, Pisces. And what are they going to do when they play this mental chess with you? They're going to withhold clarity. This is going to confuse you to throw you off. See? With what they're doing and how they're behaving and what they're currently saying to you. So playing mental chess with a Pisces, don't want to do that. See, this is why you be picking up on the mental mind games, Pisces, when regarding a Gemini. And on top of that, see, both underestimate how spiritually powerful that a Pisces truly is. Sagittarius, you playing with a Pisces, fam. That's the wrong thing to do. See, you do not know how powerful a Pisces is. See, a Pisces can say something, manifest it. A Pisces can say something to you and it actually happened to you. That's powerful. See, a Pisces can know you up to something. They can just call it out. Boom. They could be right. Even if they not right today, it still will happen. Put it like that. It still will happen. So it's like, damn, even though I was wrong about it happening today, it happened on Friday. So, hey, either way, I was on the money, see, because it still happened. So you got to look at it like that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is, see, when you dealing with a Gemini, as I mentioned, this is the dual mass that when it's a Pisces versus Gemini, you're dealing with the dual mass. Now, why you should avoid a Gemini? Because a Gemini, where do they stay? They live in their head, okay? It's hard to really have something real when you're dealing with somebody that lives in their head. And see, Pisces, as I mentioned before, they live in their heart. So Gemini needs that stimulation. They need multiple people, multiple connections. And that's going to make a Pisces feel unseen, emotionally starved. Because why? A Gemini does not want an emotional connection with anybody. That's a nightmare for them. They don't want no real interaction. See? Very, very superficial. And another thing is that the typical clash that happens between a Gemini and a Pisces, what is it? A Gemini can gossip. I know you Pisces don't want to deal with that. They can minimize a Pisces emotions. See? They try to make you feel like what you're feeling is not necessary. Or they, like I said, they could treat a deep love that you have like a casual, like it's just casual fun. See, playing with you, in other words. And see, a Pisces reads all this. What do they read all of this as? Betrayal. See, because the very thing that you guys were talking about You thought that the Gemini took you seriously, right? No, they get all that information, they play with it every single time. Because they do not like being bored. So playing with you is very, very stimulating to them. Playing with you and teasing you, doing whatever just to keep the excitement going. See? So it's like they bring the circus in the situation. The lesson is behind this is don't confuse wordplay for emotional depth. See? They're very, very articulate, good with words. Don't mistake that as, oh yeah, this person really care about me. Yeah, they really genuine, or hey, they really holding a good conversation. Hey, this person is really, spilling their heart out, and we really having a good conversation. No, it's not that, fam. It's not that. No, this person is just getting the information to use it later. See, they'll use it against you just to keep. It's just like television. They just want to keep something on, just keep something projected on, so that way it takes the focus off of them. Now, the next thing is that when it comes to the outcome, see, Gemini, they'll win the mind game. Let them have that. They're gonna win the mind game. Oh, you keep that. Let them win the little mental thing that they've been fighting for. But see, this is the thing. Pisces wins the spiritual war. See, spiritually, you are not going to be able to defeat a Pisces. Now, Pisces in the Sagittarius, the unfiltered archer here, okay? As we know, Sagittarius does not have a filter. You ever made coffee without a filter? You ever tried to? Good luck with that, right? See how once it gets to cooking, it gets hot, and then, hey, there's no filter. So guess what happens? You're going to have all that coffee residue in your coffee, right? Because you didn't have a filter. See what mess that would make? That's how Sagittarius they could be. So why you should avoid a Sagittarius? Because a Sagittarius wants freedom. See, and they want the blunt truth. But see, Pisces, they want a real connection. They want devotion. They want emotional security in the situation. The typical clash happens because Sagittarius, their honesty feels like cruelty. Who would want to sit there and try to differentiate, oh, are they being honest with me? But damn, what they said was just so cruel. That's just like if I put a bullet inside into a sniper rifle and I shoot it, boom. What is my motive? If I put that together, it's only going to do one thing, right? But if I have no tact, then I'm just playing with bullets. I'm just playing with your life and just playing around, right? I'm basically don't have no respect. I'm just doing something. That's the Sagittarius mind state. I'm just doing something. So if you get hurt by me basically putting this bullet in the sniper and I shoot it and you get hurt, that's on you, right? That's your fault. See how carelessness, it doesn't add up. And this is the typical clash between you and the Pisces. It's based on how you say stuff. Don't just put the bullet in the gun and shoot it. Tell the Pisces what you're doing. See, if you adopt the tact, then then I guarantee you the friendship will last. You have to have tact, Sagittarius, because nobody knows what you're doing. And when you do stuff and you don't tell people what you're doing, then you're just putting ammo on the gun and shooting it, and don't care about the casualties or hey, somebody get hurt feelings behind you. Just don't give a damn. So when it comes to the you also disappearing and ghosting. See, that's another thing that could crush a Pisces faith, regarding you, believing in you. Oh, damn, you ain't show up. Oh, I hired you. I gave you a job and just didn't show up. You want to know what's crazy? If you ask a Sagittarius why they didn't show up for work, guess what they'll tell you? Oh, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like coming today. They don't even see, having no tact is like you will say something that you shouldn't say, but because you thought you were being brutally honest. Oh, I don't feel like coming in today, man. Oh, do you have a doctor's excuse for, you know, you don't even think about none of that. You just, oh, I ain't come in today because I ain't feel like it. And yeah, you being honest, but should you say that? No, you shouldn't say that, because tomorrow you want your job back, right? You got kids, you got people you got a family to feed. You ever thinking about all that? No, you're thinking about your damn self, right? Quit being selfish. See? Quit being a prude. And that's what happens with Sag, is that they just think about them. Bigger than life, bigger than life personality. Not thinking about, oh, the kids and the wife, and hey, is my decision going to affect everybody else? So if I call off and just say, oh, well, I don't feel like it, that's just like, come on, man. That's how you would think with a Sag. And even if you gave him that job and he's acting or she's acting like that, they don't care. See? So why I say that is that I say that because, like, if you have a Sagittarius friend or somebody you gave them the job, don't be surprised when they basically have that nonchalant just attitude of just, hey, I don't, you know, they'll say that. They'll say something that that it's the truth, but then it just comes off as like, oh, you don't care. Now, when it comes to the next thing is the fact that the lesson behind that is that you can't save someone who's still chasing the horizon. See? And that's the fact of the matter. Outcome, like I say, a Pisces evolves through heartbreak. That's the alchemy of Pisces. See, Pisces they can channel that heartbreak. A Sagittarius can't do that. See? Because why? A Sagittarius, oftentimes they like to move without closure. You ever been left hanging? No closure, just up and leave. Damn, you ain't say bye. Wow. You know, you just show you how close you guys really were. See? But this was your friend, this was your homie, this was your right hand, this was your girlfriend, this was your wife. Just up and leave. Damn, we was together, what, 10 years? And this is what you just gonna do? Just up and leave, pack your stuff and leave? Yeah, Sagittarius can be like that. They can, and it's to his detriment, not caring to his detriment. See, in the worst way that it's done. Now, the next thing is the Capricorn. We're gonna talk about Pisces in the Capricorn. There's Capricorn, that why you should avoid a Capricorn. Now, in this aspect, you're dealing with the emotional ice wall, is what I like to call it. The emotional ice wall. Now, why you should avoid a Capricorn is because why? A Capricorn, they value structure and ambition. See, a Pisces values emotion and intuition. So Capricorn views Pisces as unrealistic. And the thing about it is, see, Pisces will look at a Capricorn as being cold-hearted. We just talked about it in such a way of being cold-hearted, not giving a F, right? So the typical clash here between a Pisces and a Capricorn is that Capricorn, they shut down emotionally. You ever close the store down for the day because there's no customers? You just shut it down. See? That's how, when it comes to a Sagittarius, not a Sagittarius, when it comes to a Capricorn, they shut down emotionally. They can't handle their own feelings and how they feel. So they shut down. This is why they don't say anything. You thinking that they're reserved, but no, this is why they shut down on you. And the fact that they don't say a word. Now, they can come off cold-hearted because of that. Now, see, a Pisces escapes mentally. When the Capricorn's doing that, a Pisces, they escape mentally. So you thinking that, oh, I'm ignoring, or hey, you shut down, doesn't mean a Pisces is still waiting on you, Capricorn. And see, once a Pisces escape mentally, it's over with. So the next thing, the lesson behind this is the fact that, see, logic without empathy feels like punishment to a Pisces. See, that's the thing. Like, you got to have empathy with the logic. Now, the outcome would be the fact that, see, Pisces learns to build emotional boundaries, not castles in the sand, because Pisces realizes that, oh, I have to have emotional boundaries because there's a thin line, see? And that's the thing with the whole aspect with Capricorn, is what them valuing that structure, that's over everything, see? Like, they could care less about family. What I mean by this is the fact that they can actually value their job more than their family. They can work they can work every day and pick up all the overtime and hardly ever be at home because their job is their home, see? And that could be a problem, right? So that you got to watch that, because that's the thing. Capricorn can be so hell-bent on trying to have so much money or whatever the situation. Not always, it may not always be that they don't have the money. Sometimes they just want more money, see? They just want to be really successful. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to balance it. Now, the next thing when it comes to and that wasn't a fart, that was my stomach growling. Now, the next thing is the fact that when it comes to Pisces and Leo, see, now here, why you should avoid Leo as a Pisces, because when you're dealing with a Leo, this is basically the spotlight struggle. See, you're basically fighting for the spotlight. Leo craves admiration. Even if you get a tiny little hand clap for being, let's say a Leo check was like $5,000, something that was not the ordinary check, right? A Leo tells you about it, they're going to want a clap, like a recognition, like, oh, you got a $5,000 check. Oh, wow. Like, they're going to want you to say something about that, right? Because that's an accomplishment for them. So in those aspects, that's why I say Leo, they crave that admiration. Pisces gives the devotion. So Pisces is like, yeah, good job. Yeah, you got a $5,000 check. Good job. But this is the thing. See, Leo's pride, it overshadows Pisces' quiet magic that happens. See, you ever heard, oh, you let your pride get in the way? So in the middle of them basically telling you about the $5,000 check and you don't clap, guess who steps in the room and says, hey, what are you doing, dude? Leo's pride. See? So they can switch and they can use deflection on you too. A lot of times they use the deflection. So every time you hold them accountable for anything that they're doing, they always try to make it seem like you're doing it. You got to be very careful, because that ego and the pride is like hitting a brick wall. So you got to be very careful when you're trying to tell a Leo about themselves or just checking them. They'll basically try to flip the dynamic and make it seem like they're checking you. Like, you come at them with anything, they always try to reverse it. So that's like a wrestler being put in the same move and he kicks out of it. And then it's like every time you basically, whatever you do to the wrestler, he tries to do it back and act like, oh, he's doing it to you. So that's the whole thing you gotta, watch with it. And that also ties with the whole lion symbolism. Now, the next thing with Leo is the fact that this is where the clash comes with Pisces and Leo. See, Leo takes center stage. So think of somebody that wants to, get on stage and perform, right? And then see, Pisces fades into the background. So that's like when the lights go off, you got someone maybe singing in the background before the lights come to the stage, right? Basically to the performer, right? So you look to Leo as the performer. Then on top of that, see, once a Pisces fades into the background, that's because the resentment is building up there. That is what's happening, see? Because Pisces like, look, the lights go down, it's my turn to get on that stage. Hey, we got to, you know how they do. We got our next act. We got our next act coming up. And then Leo is still on there, you know, still on there signing autographs, like just taking a sweet time, you know, acting like they the only ones that's performing. But there's other performers. So that could be the thing that Pisces, the resentment can build up because the Leo is trying to take all the attention, in other words. Now, the next thing is that the lesson that needs to be learned between the two is the fact that you cannot confuse attention for love. Just because everybody's clapping for you and singing for you and, you know, rooting for you does not mean that it does not mean that's love, okay? So don't confuse it for it. Now, the outcome is the fact that, see, a Pisces retreats from a situation, but Leos, they roar just like a lion. But either way, both a Leo, it don't matter if it's a male or female, both oftentimes both the Leo, male, female, and Pisces, male, female, that they feel misunderstood with each other. Pisces may feel like Leo doesn't value their emotions or how they feel or just their opinion or something they say. Because sometimes Leo can be too hell-bent on themselves. Like, oh, they all look at just what they say. You know, they may only clap for only the things that they do. But as soon as a Pisces does something, a Leo can basically minimize that or minimize them. Like, oh, they won't clap or they won't say good job. Or if they do it, they'll do it in a dry way to make you feel like it wasn't really nothing to clap about. Now, yeah, Rendezvous definitely, like, they'll feel super absorbed in themselves. Now, the next thing is Pisces versus Aquarius, okay? And this situation with Pisces and Aquarius is you're dealing with the emotional disconnect. So that's like that is like you talking on the phone with somebody and all of a sudden there's a disconnect. So this is what it feels like. Now, why you as a Pisces should avoid an Aquarius is because why an Aquarius intellectualizes what Pisces feels. See? So here you have somebody that wants to talk about what a Pisces feels. Now, here's the thing. They both are dreamers, yes, but they live in different dimensions. The typical clash that happens between a Pisces and an Aquarius is the fact that Aquarius, they like to debate their feelings. See? And see, Pisces experiences everything. A Pisces experiences them. So there you have an Aquarius trying to debate everything, and look how that ends up turning into a situation. It's like you don't feel like you're really dealing with a real human being, a real person. You guys are in two different dimensions. See, now the lesson behind it is the fact that logic can't okay, so when you're operating out of logic, you cannot explain empathy. See, so we know that Pisces has the empathy, and Pisces is able to empathize with others. So that's what keeps the connection, that keeps the emotions intact. See, so this is why you could be empathizing with someone, and then all of a sudden you understand them and how they feel, right? As a human being, right? But when a Aquarius is trying to use logic, they can't explain empathy. See, they can't explain it. They don't know what that feels like. They don't know what a real friendship feels like. They don't know what a real relationship feels like. They don't know what a real conversation feels like. See? So you're just dealing with a robot. You're just dealing with somebody that's just, they're just trying to intellectualize. It's like AI. They basically just talking and trying to keep up with the human experience. That's when you have a Pisces and an Aquarius. Now, the outcome of all this is the fact that, see, a Pisces feels ghosted emotionally, where you got to understand where Aquarius is trying to get rid of the whole emotional experience in the first place. So when a Pisces feels ghosted emotionally, then that's when Aquarius feels smothered. See, think of the emotions that are applied to an Aquarius feels like a blanket. See, and you got a squirmy, complaining Aquarius that doesn't want the covers on because they're too cold, right? Think of that symbolically. So it's like, yeah, you're too cold because you don't want to feel shit. See? You don't want to feel shit, because then if you were to feel anything, then you would not feel like you're free. You'll feel trapped. See? So putting the covers on a cold-hearted Aquarius is like, oh, now they start feeling uncomfortable. See how ass backwards, like if you would think you're comforting an Aquarius by doing that if you're a Pisces, right? You're like, oh, hey, I done had the heat on. You spent the night. Hey, take this blanket. You know, you empathizing. You looking out for the Aquarius because you like them. You know, you're going to be cold. So let me give you this blanket. But guess what? Aquarius is going to feel trapped emotionally. They don't want to feel that whole comforting feeling like, oh, yeah, you giving me this blanket. They're going to be like, oh, I didn't ask for it. See how they try to intellectualize what a Pisces feel. They try to intellectualize it, where they're like, oh, well, why did you give me this blanket? I'm not even cold. It's like, well, a Pisces, like, the heat is not going to be on. They would be like, hey, I turned the heat off. I'm going to turn it off. You know, so it's like, oh, they're not thinking like a Pisces is looking out for them, in other words. They're just so busy trying to block and shoot at the same time, like, oh, I don't want to feel no emotion. So, hey, I'm trying to shoot this shot in, but hey, I'm trying to block all the emotions that I'm feeling or that I may feel. So that's why you should avoid them, because you're going to end up, you know, not having that real true connection with them. Now, the next sign of Virgo. Now, when you're a Pisces, why you should avoid Virgo, and what does it mean when a Virgo is with a Pisces, is the fact that you're dealing with somebody that overanalyzes. Okay, overanalyze. Now, see, Virgo dissects emotions. So they're not gonna just take something just wholeheartedly as it comes. They like to dissect, overanalyze it. So Pisces just wants the flow to go through. So Virgo criticizes. They criticize things when it challenges them. And the whole thing is that Virgos, their criticism, it feels like rejection. See, because they're cut down on when they dissect the emotions, they're going to take one little piece of the emotion and harp on it. Then they're going to take another piece of emotion and harp on it. So it's like grabbing that nail and hitting it with the hammer, right? And then it's like, how many hits does it take for the nail to go in? You think one, right? So you say something, you criticize one thing of which the Pisces feels, and see how far you get. You criticizing me, damn, I must not be good enough. Damn, I thought I was a nail. You applied the hammer, so what do you keep hitting on the same topic for? What do you keep overanalyzing? What do you keep overanalyzing for? But that's what a Virgo will criticize, and that criticism that a Pisces feel, it feels like rejection. It feels like, oh, you're dissing me. Hey, maybe you're trying to communicate that I'm not the one. If you talk about you say I look like Sinbad, right? Oh, then you say, oh, you wearing that lime green hat too much. You're looking like a Skittle, right? And then you say, oh, you always got that garbage bag black shirt on. And then you keep cutting down on me. What? Then, hey, you already know my imperfections. So what more does it need to be said, right? But that's the thing. Like, you overanalyzing everything. It just it's no, just put it like this. It's uncalled for. Okay. Now, the typical clash is the fact that a Pisces says, I feel. Okay. They may say, I feel like this. Well, I feel like you're doing this. I feel like you're doing this, Virgo. I feel like you're doing that, Virgo. Right. Then a Virgo is like, okay, since you think I'm doing all of this, then prove it. See? Then prove it. Prove of what you feel. See? Now, the lesson is the fact that perfection, it kills the connection. Because nobody's perfect. See? Trying to be perfect, that's just going to ruin the whole friendship. Trying to be perfect, that's going to ruin the whole relationship. See? Trying to be perfect, then all the employees are going to quit on your ass. See? So that's the whole lesson behind it. Now, the thing about it, the outcome is the fact that Pisces drowns in overthinking. See? Pisces hates overthinking. See? That's where the intuition is a faith thing. Spiritual. You do something, you make a decision, you become decisive, you make a decision, and you do not worry about the outcome. See, that's how Pisces is. Whatever happens from you making a decision is something of discovery, a new cycle, or one ending. See? But to sit there and fear and worry about something that hasn't happened yet, that's like I said, that doesn't even make any sense to a Pisces. Now, when it comes to Virgo feels frustrated by Pisces' lack of structure because Pisces doesn't look at it from a structure sense, practicality. They look at it from the intuition. Whatever the intuition shows them, the Pisces just accepts it. So the thing about it is Pisces understands the element of water, and it changes things. So even if I sit here and say that I wanted to be an orthodontist, right? Well, how the world is and how the timing, time lapses, it might not never happen. See? So anything can happen. So I just go with my intuition and let it guide me. As long as I don't metaphorically become a snake or a damn a cucumber, as long as I don't turn into something that doesn't have any purpose, then we're good. Let life teach you something. You have to live life. See? And if you try to sit there and control it and try to perfect it, it's not gonna, then you're really not living. See? So that's the thing. I call the Virgo the mad scientist, in other words. Now, the next thing is Pisces versus Aries. This is considered the impulsive flame here. Now, see, why a Pisces needs to avoid an Aries? Well, Aries acts first, see? Thinks later. It may not even think later. See? Aries is a ram, symbolically. So they act first. Act first means action. So if they're going to do something to you, guess what? They're going to just do it. They're not going to talk about it. And sometimes they can't even put into words why they did what they did. Sometimes they can't even explain it. And even if they have like water on the moon sign, it can influence that too. So you got to be careful, because a lot of times Aries is not good at explaining. Aries, when they do something and then it's time to explain, it'll come out like this. So Aries, why did you kill such and such? Well, you know what? They'll go into this whole mind state where it's like they'll think you really having a conversation like, well, you know what, Bob? I just feel like John is just, he's just real controlling, and I'm just sick of it. Like, and it's like the type that would be their response. And it's like, dude, you're a freaking nutcase, bro. Like that's just how they'll say it. Like it's just they'll be having a real calm conversation about them just doing some real like crazy that's how they'll come off. So it's like, wait a minute, the way they think, it doesn't match the way the impulsiveness, it doesn't match. Now when it comes to the typical clash here is the fact that Aries wants dominance over everything. See, Pisces just wants peace. So the Aries has to have their way. It's like the baby. Oh, I got to have this. I got to have I have to have the breast milk. I have to have the bottle. I have to have the swing. I have to have, everything has to go my way. That's how the Aries is. That's the attitude. Now, the lesson here is you cannot fight fire with compassion. And on top of that, why? Because it's going to burn the both of you if you try to do it. The outcome of all of this, the fact that, see, a Pisces is going to retreat in silence. Remember I said surrendering? You got it, big bro. I don't want no smoke. But here's the thing. Aries oftentimes is going to mistake that whole you retreating Pisces as weakness. Aries is always going to want you to fight. They're going to always look at that as, oh, they're going to expect you to fight back, is why they keep coming at you. It's like if you try to squash it with you try to squash a feud or a beef with an Aries, they like to keep going. It's like you trying to tell them to chill out, you got it, big bro. Then it's like they start getting even more confident about fighting you. Like, it's like they're trying to make you fight them. See, it becomes a competition, like a sport. So that's something you got to keep in mind. Now, the core lesson of it all is the fact that Pisces doesn't have enemies, believe it or not. See, and why I say this, because like only teachers who expose where the lack of boundaries, meaning discernment and self-trust, those type of situations, like if you lack boundaries, that's like, then you're gonna have an enemy. But hypothetically, Pisces just doesn't have enemies. See, and what I'm saying is that if a Pisces does have a adversary, it's usually because of those things: self-trust, discernment, or lack of boundaries. But this is a thing, Pisces, you have to pay attention to you cannot ignore the lessons, because what'll end up happening is then all these signs of which I mentioned, they could become, it's like they could become betrayals, okay? And it could lead to confusion or just emotional burnout altogether. So it's like, yeah, you got to be careful, because you could look at a situation and think, oh man, I got all these enemies. But it's because like you make your enemies, put it like that. You make your enemies, because if you have that lack of boundary, you're gonna make enemies in the making. See, it's like you're gonna start a whole assembly, a whole factory of enemy makers, like the Chucky doll. So it's like you're gonna be packing and producing them just because you lack boundaries. See, because why? People are going to, it's in nature. People will try to take advantage. The more you lack boundaries, people will find a need to help themselves, in other words. Now, the next thing is the fact that let me see here. 1 second. Oh, so Pisces versus Libra. Now, when it comes to Libra, you're dealing with the peace at a price connection. See, now Libra, this is a deadly sign for you Pisces, because a lot of Pisces love Libras. Let's just say it. Now, Libra appears calm and diplomatic, right? So, but this is the thing. A Pisces senses that there's some emotional turbulence going on underneath all of that whole diplomatic situation that happens with Libra. and them trying to be calm and trying to put on the charm, right? So Pisces can sense that it's something going on underneath all that. But here's the thing. Libra wants the external peace, even if it means suppressing the truth. So they'll lie for it. See? Now, another thing is that Pisces, they want emotional peace. But even if it means confronting the uncomfortable truths that they may have, or the Libra. So that could be the conflict. Now, the real conflict is the fact that Libra smooths things over to avoid the whole tension of confrontation, while Pisces needs that authentic healing. So Pisces will want to know the truth on anything that they're facing. So how the relationship, it basically becomes pretty lies over deep truths. See, because you know how they say, oh, let's keep it cute. I would basically think that, oh, that came from a Libra. Let's just keep it cute. Let's just save face and just keep it cute. So a lot of times they'll smooth things over instead of handling them. See, you cannot heal when you do that. See, Pisces wants authentic healing to occur. So we ain't gonna do all that smoothing over nothing. See, we're gonna call it all out. Put it all, expose it, put it all in the open so it could be an ending of the cycle so that bullshit doesn't repeat itself, right? Now, here's the thing. The charm trap that a lot of times people fall for, including Pisces. Libra's charm, it can hypnotize you. See, you gotta be careful because it's remember we said, let's keep it cute, right? So a Libra's charm, it can hypnotize Pisces. Because why? A Pisces can confuse flattery with a connection. See, that's cold-blooded right there. And on top of that, the fact that when it comes to Libra men, they like to use their words like art. See how every sign does things differently? Libras, a Libra man will use his words as art. So that means he will play with words, right? Just like a Gemini, right? Libra being a cardinal air sign, right? So playing with those words, it's almost like they'll lie to you. They can use their lies as art. Make it look nice, make it look captivating. See, a lot of people don't do a lot of research on charm. See, charm is just like that medallion that's blinging on someone's chain, right? It captivates, it lures. It's almost like seduction. If you look at a diamond chain with the precious diamonds on it, right? What is the first thing that it does? It grabs your attention, right? And then you drop your guard because it looks nice. See? And then you start to want to get closer to it. So it pulls you in. That's seduction. It pulls you in. You can't help it. Then Libra pulls that charm on you and it sucks you into the charm. And it blinds you from the lies. It blinds you from the truth. It blinds you from what's really going on. But not with Pisces, because Pisces senses the undercurrent of underneath all of that. Pisces sees and senses what's hidden. See, that's the thing I tell people. Pisces, you cannot hide shit from a Pisces. Pisces will see through it all. Pisces will see what's hidden inside. The very thing that you're hiding. See? The very thing that you do not want to come into grips with it within yourself. See? So everything you're hiding in your soul, Pisces will sense it. So Pisces knows when you're feeling vulnerable. Pisces knows when you're feeling weak. Pisces knows when you're trying to put a front on, see? And that's the very thing Pisces will use. But here's the thing. Libra women, now let me finish before I say Libra women. Libra men, they use their words like art, and they say exactly what you want to hear. They say exactly what you want to hear. So Libra men can have the gift of gab. They can say things, they can woo you, They can flirt. They say the word that it's like they speak those sweet nothings into your ear. And then all of a sudden, they're in the bedroom with you, getting all the cookies. And see, after they get all the cookies, then they show their hand, right? But that's the thing, that's how slick they can be. Now, when it comes to a Libra woman, she's more deadlier than a Libra man. Oh, by a long shot. Why? Because she projects a graceful aura that draws people in. It draws a person to her, especially a Pisces. And guess how? Like a spell. See, you could become, it's like a fairy. It's like a fairy sprinkling some stuff on you to make your head small, right? And then all of a sudden, it feels like a Beetlejuice experience. But that's just an example. So it's like she projects a graceful aura that draws Pisces in like a spell. Here's the danger, though. This is the danger. The danger is once a Libra feels that they won your affection, they detach from it. That's cold-blooded. That is cold-blooded. As soon as they feel like they won your affection, they detach. And this can look like, oh, Justice wanted me to go pick her up from work. Oh, damn, I told her I'll be there at 5, and hey, it's 5:15. She's going to be mad at me. And you could be her boyfriend, and you just told her, hey, I just wanted to surprise you, baby. And I got you a new watch or whatever it was. And all of a sudden, she trying to detach because she already won you over with the affection that her charm portrayed. And now that she knows that she has you and you done bought that watch she wanted, guess what? Now she's trying to detach. That is cold-blooded. Trying to find an excuse to go pick up a friend from work in the middle of y'all having a one-to-one affectionate moment, right? And here's the thing. She's capable of leaving a Pisces questioning, was it ever real? Man, I'm telling, Libra will play you better than basketball. See? Libra will play you better than basketball could ever be played. Put it like that. Yes. And you fall for it because a Libra has that charm. Think of it like a charm on a damn chain. The charm is what makes the chain, right? So if you got a shiny medallion, big face, Benjamin Franklin or whoever, and you got Martin Luther King on your or Malcolm X on your chain with all the diamonds on it, or whoever your favorite female rapper, whoever. The whole point of it all is that she captivates you, so it's like you do anything. She hypnotized you with the charm. Then soon as she got your attention, soon as she got your affection, soon as you go out and buy her that new car, you fall for it. She just detaches. And then you as a Pisces, you just sitting up there saying, oh man, was it ever real? Damn, man, did she really care about me? Was this really the woman of my dreams? And it's like, no. So this is what you want to do. You want to mirror the avoidance. You want to mirror the avoidance. Yes. See, both signs, Libra and Pisces, avoid confrontation, right? But here's the thing, it's for different reasons. See, the thing about it is Libra fear. This is why I'm going to break it down. Libra fears losing approval or the whole aesthetics of harmony. See, now Libra looks at a situation basically in regards to fairness and how things are done. Now, here's the thing. Pisces fears the emotional chaos or the rejection, right? So the results of this is resentment. And once that resentment builds, quietly, it explodes. See? So what this can look like is a Pisces can just go off on Libra. and just let it just because a Pisces sees everything that's happening. And Pisces, one thing about Pisces, they hate for people to play in their face, and they hate for people to thinking they slick. See, a Pisces, as soon as they catch you, and they see your little game, the little game that you running. Think of a Pisces as an extinguisher. They're gonna come through and try to end that cycle immediately. Now, oftentimes with Pisces taking the blame, while guess what? Libra trying to play the victim. So think of it this. All while the Libra's doing all this slick stuff, and as soon as the resentment builds within a Pisces, because he senses everything, the emotional undercurrent that's taking place, and he explodes on the Libra. Remember I told you, neither likes confrontation. So guess who's gonna be trying to play it smooth and try to smooth everything over? The Libra. And now all of a sudden she becomes the victim. So the energy of what basically look like this. The energy of which she's trying to, that's basically her energy. She's trying to become the victim to save face, to make it look like it was you, like you the one bugging. See? And this keeps her from having to be accountable. She tries, that's why I said it's like the charm becomes a spell, because she tries to make it seem like you didn't sense what you sense. She tries to make it seem like, oh, you saw me cheating. No, you didn't. She tried to make you see, make you change. It's like she tried to make you change your mind to make you feel like, oh, you didn't see what you saw, to create doubt. And see, the next thing is that when it comes to the emotional diplomacy versus the emotional truth. Now, see, Libras intellectualizes emotions. Pisces spiritualizes it. So Libra will say, oh, let's just be peaceful and let's just be rational about everything. Let's keep everything a buck, right? But then a Pisces will say, let's feel this thing through. But what happens is the fact that, see, Libra's logic, it can feel like gaslighting to a Pisces, because she will say things like, oh, you have been in your feelings lately. She'll say it like that. Damn, every time I do something, you be getting in your feelings though. That could basically come across as gaslighting to a Pisces. And then when a Pisces open up vulnerably to a Libra, what you don't want to do not do it. A Libra will start to debate their feelings instead of holding space. They will try to make it seem like they're right for feeling the way that they felt, even though they was wrong. See? So she would not own up to her BS in the mind games and all the stuff that she does. So be careful with that, because she does this stuff and it's like a wolves and sheep clothing situation. She's the one with the knife in the hand that's trying to wound you, but she doesn't want to own it. See, it's like that scary movie, like a person that you witness and sense that they were a mass murderer. Next thing you know, every time you catch them, they try to act like you didn't see what you saw, that you bugging, right? Oh, I ain't never had I ain't never tried to hurt you. Those type of words a Libra would say. I've never tried to hurt you. I always looked out for you. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to make you look at them like, oh, they're the peaceful one. But you know that they did try to hurt you. And see, that's the very thing that they don't want you, they do not want you to know what's actually happening. But they'll try to make it seem like, oh, they'll gaslight you and say, oh, but you always be thinking stuff. or you always be feeling something. You always think something's going on. You always in your feelings. They say stuff like that and that basically tries to make you feel like it's like they try to get out of it. So it's like they debate their feelings instead of holding the space. Holding the space means instead of just admitting their faults, in other words. Now here's the thing. The reason why you as a Pisces need to avoid a Libra, because of the betrayal cycle that happens. Now, if a Pisces doesn't set boundaries, Libra may betray you subtly. Subtly, she'll just betray you. This is a slick mother, man. This is a slick person, man. I'm telling you. She is very, very slick. That's why I tell people the most dangerous one you gotta watch is the Libra. Because listen, she moves like a snake. When you sense that she's setting you up, she's setting you up. But don't ask her about it, because she's gonna say the little aesthetics of the harmony and peaceful things to you. That's the charm trap that you fall for. Oh, I do a lot for you. Why would I set you up? I do a lot for you. You always thinking I'm doing something. That's your problem. That's how they gonna talk to you. And then you start believing them, or you start doubting your own senses. And then all of a sudden, subtly, they just snake you. See, they just snake you. And it's all because you don't set the boundaries. You got to let a Libra know, I don't play that shit. No, you ain't, no. Once you sense it and you call it out, set that boundary. Don't come over here doing such and such. I'm not playing with you. Don't come over here talking that talk and, moving that walk. Don't do that over here. Because if you let Libra slide, they're going to slide on you. See? And that's the thing. Libra may betray you subtly. And the situation goes like this. When a Libra betrays you subtly, guess how it's done? It's done in the most slickest, smoothest way. You got to understand, Libra is ruled by Venus. And Venus plots. Listen, Venus plots and plans. That's where marriages and relationships, all of that stuff takes what? Planning, plotting. Hey, we're going to get married. Hey, we're going to go out. We're going to go do this in Las Vegas or wherever. You planning that trip, right? You planning how many people going to be there. You planning the invitations and who to hand them to. So guess what? When she betrays you subtly, guess how she's going to do it? Without aggression. That's the worst way that you could do somebody. You betray them subtly without aggression. This is not somebody that is like the Big Bang Theory. They're not going to send a firework or like when they betray you, they're not going to make any noise. See, that's dangerous. And see, they do it through indecision. See, indecision means, oh, you don't really know what you're going to do. You don't really know when a Libra's going to betray you. You don't know. She don't even know. And then on top of that, it's either that or it's double loyalty, right? Double loyalty, what does that mean? Trying to balance both sides is playing both sides. So double loyalty is being loyal to you and the other person. So she's cheating on you with another man, right? And guess what? She's holding the loyalty between the both of you to keep the balance. This is, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm just literally telling you guys the sauce, man. They keeping the other person around to keep that balance. Because in their mind, oh, it's fair. It's fair, it's fair, it's fair. To keep that aesthetic going, that, oh, it's peaceful here. It's gonna be, this would be the perfect piece of everybody actually being, you know. But no, you're cheating on that person though. You see how she tries to make it seem like she's not doing it. She try to make it seem like she's doing the right thing and that she the victim in the situation when it's her BS. Like, she cheated, so now she trying to make it seem like she's not cheating. Like, hey, she's doing this because, oh, this is just the best thing to keep the peace, in that sense. Now, nothing she could do is act like, she could act dumbfounded. She could play dumb. When you catch her doing stuff, a Libra could act like she ain't even doing nothing. She'll play it off like, oh, I ain't doing that. Or just, you know, saying, just acting stupid, like she don't know what's happening. Now, this is the thing. Libra females, they may confine emotional details to others for sympathy. So this means she'll talk to you about that boyfriend that, hey, that, you know, guess who came over again? Or, hey, basically telling you about a dude that's still trying to talk to her, in other words. She'll tell another man about another man type of stories and stuff, like basically in her conversation. So she'll basically be trying to confine those emotional details to get sympathy from other people regarding her stuff, her business, right? And then here's the thing. Through it all, Pisces feels deceived. See? And it's not because Libra lied. It's because the Libra pretended to care. See? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The Libra pretended to care equally about everybody and didn't. Man, I'm telling you, man, you got to be careful around the Libra, man. Because they can act like they so inside out, is like the word I like to call it. They so inside out is that they basically will stop liking somebody that likes them. See? What sense does that make? And they could pretend, they're good pretenders. They can really act like they're really for something and not. And it's done with that charm, so it's like you don't see it coming. They can act like they really F with you and they really don't. See? So it can be very sneaky. Now, here's the thing. Why? It's because the hidden competition is hidden, though. See, Libra secretly competes. Yes, she secretly competes with Pisces. And guess what? Guess how it's done? Emotionally and intellectually. See? And why? It's because, see, Pisces creates from the intuition and Libra creates from the aesthetics, meaning the BS, right? And then on top of that, see, Libra may envy Pisces' depth or spiritual insight. So she may stick around, hang around, and act like she may act like she's for those situations. That a Pisces is, you know, basically like basically like the depth and the spiritual insight. She'll act like she's for that stuff. Like, oh, like she, like basically like she'll pretend like she's into that type of stuff that the Pisces is into. But here's the outcome. See, a Libra starts to balance the scales by diminishing Pisces' intuition. See, that's cold-blooded right there. Then when she's diminishing the Pisces intuition, then what she's trying to do is trying to make the Pisces doubt their own power. Because when I'm gonna tell you, Libra can basically tell when you don't trust them. See, they test you. They know when you're pulling back. They know when you're retreating. And as soon as you say something to make them, let's say you say something through your intuition and you're right. You think the Libra is going to say, yeah, you right. No. She going to make you she going to try to make you feel far from the truth. Like you just speaking nonsense. Her face would be serious. Her emotion would be all serious with it. And you were right. She don't want you to know that your intuition is powerful. She wants to diminish it. So that's why you got to be careful, because you can't forget that Libra is a cardinal air sign. And a lot of people forget. See? Meaning she is there to start some shit. See? And she will start some shit with Pisces, fam. And guess what? It don't even have to be a reason why she needs to. See? And here's the thing. What ends up happening? The silent breakup. See? Libra rarely ends things directly because she does not like confrontation. She does not like to feel like there's no peace. So she will be cool with her enemies to save face. See? She doesn't want the confrontation. But here's the thing. She will detach mentally long before walking away. So this means, like, to your face, she might play it smooth and act like y'all still cool. But she may not never text you again. She may not ever call you or email you. See how passive and passive that is? Because she'll detach mentally. See? She's another type of sign that lives in her head and uses intellect. See? And uses justices. She instead of standing on her, like, instead of filtering through her emotion, she filters through justices and debates about them. So another thing is the fact that when it comes to so the diminishing of the Pisces, as I mentioned, the next thing is the fact that with the silent breakup is the fact that she would detach mentally long before walking away. See, and you don't know when she's walking away. You don't know what is actually happening when she does it. Now, Pisces feels this energetic distancing instantly that Libra does. So it's not like Libra's doing something that the Pisces is not sensing or seeing. Pisces sees it. But here's the thing. But Pisces tries to fix it. See, that's the problem. Pisces tries to fix it with compassion. See? And sometimes, like, when Pisces knows that someone's doing something wrong, Pisces will try to show compassion and empathize and try to fix the situation or mend it, right? And then Libra then uses that compassion as justification. See how she's so hell-bent on the justices of a situation rather than emotion or just truths or discernment. And guess what? She's going to try to use the excuse that you're too emotional. See? And mixing those and twisting those words together, that doesn't mean that you're too emotional because you're compassionate. But see how Libra tries to control the way you come at her, the way you feel, the way you are, so that she doesn't have to feel anything. And here's the thing, the lesson behind it is that Pisces has to learn that silence can be manipulation, not peace. See, and Libra being silent, detaching from you way before walking away could be manipulation. In order to obtain control of the whole situation. Because she knows if she stays quiet long enough that you emotionally may miss her, right? Or wonder where she went. Or look for her, right? But no, the lesson is, as I said, Pisces must learn that silence can be manipulation, not peace. Because Libra will try to make it seem like, oh, she's keeping the peace by doing so. But no, it could actually be manipulative behavior. Now, what Pisces should do in this situation to protect their energy from Libra is set emotional terms early. Earlier on, set those emotional terms. Do not let Libra's indecision dictate your flow of things or how you do things. When she gets on the whole, oh, I don't really know what I want to eat. Don't sit up there and wait for her, in other words. Don't wait for her to decide. See, another thing is watch their actions, not their words. Do not look at the shit that they're saying to you. Do not look at, oh, what they said and, oh, she said this. Look at their actions. See, because this is the thing. What hypnotizes you is Libra's language. See, that's what she says to you makes you feel good. Whatever she's saying, she's gonna word it in a way that you digest it to make it seem like, oh yeah, it was good. It was very good. Yeah, it was good. No, that's just the way she's trying to address the whole situation. But what you gotta do as a Pisces is you have to look for consistency. See, another thing too is don't over romanticize about their balance. See, so don't don't sit there and be all overly drawn to her in such a way. Why? Because that can be control. It could be control disguised as a calm. See, remember, she's all about control. And she likes to look like the one controlling and pulling the strings in a situation, relationship, whatever it may be. This is why she tends to cheat on you, to have the upper hand in order to control the emotional leverage in the situation. So she might cheat on you and have guy friends all of a sudden. That's a form of control. See, she's trying to control the relationship when she's doing that. She's not just merely just cheating or just being a hoe. No, she's trying to control the relationship and how it goes. See, she doesn't want you to think that you're running the show. Now, the next thing is that you have to stay grounded, Pisces, in your intuition, no matter what. Because Neptune, it sees what Venus is hiding. Remember, nothing can escape the planet Neptune. Nothing cannot hide. Neptune sees everything that Venus is hiding. And it jumps out at you like no other, like an absorption, just like a sponge. It jumps out at you what she's doing, what she's hiding from you. What that Libra is hiding from you, Pisces, it's going to jump out at you. You're going to see it clear as day. Now, another thing is that what Libra would do if Pisces isn't careful. I'm going to tell you. See, if a Pisces gives unlimited forgiveness, that is going to be a problem. You keep letting the Libra come back in. But you're thinking that, oh, I'm being compassionate. I'm being forgiving. After you just caught her cheating on you, and you let her come back. Oh, we'll work it out. Don't do that. See, if you're not careful, a Libra gonna tear you up doing that. And see why. A Libra will mirror empathy only when it's convenient for her. So if you be nice to her, she'll be nice to you. She'll mirror the empathy as long as it's convenient for her. Long as she getting something out of it, long as she getting what she want, she'll be nice to you. She'll flirt with you. She'll go to movies with you on Friday. As long as she getting her way, long as she getting what she want out of the situation. That's just a person just using you. That's just a person that just freeloading. They just show up just because they know they're gonna eat, right? And it's free, right? Now, the next thing you gotta watch. They'll shift blame subtly, okay? They'll shift blame. So as soon as you catch them doing something, they'll say it's your fault. That's your fault. You shouldn't have left the door open. You catch them cheating, that's your fault. You should have been on your man. You should have been spending time with me, right? This is the type of shift and blame she does, right? And see, she could try to make it a Pisces. She could try to paint a Pisces to be unstable when she's doing this. Now, another thing is that if you don't spend time with the Libra, she'll seek validation elsewhere. See how controlled? Man, I'm telling you, man, she'll seek validation elsewhere while claiming that she's innocent. See, she believes that she's innocent until proven guilty. She's the judge in the courtroom. She lives by this. So even if she's guilty, guess what? Until you prove it, she's going to keep on laying up. She's going to keep throwing those three-pointers. She's going to keep on full court pressing them. See? You have to set boundaries. You have to hold her ass accountable for what she does. And see, here's the thing. They will emotionally detach. A Libra will emotionally detach. Then what she's going to do is run it back. As soon as she emotionally detaches, guess what she's going to do? She's going to return later for closure. See? And you got to ask yourself, where is she running to? When she says, hey, let me go pick up my friend Justice. She gets off at 5 and it's already 5:15. When she's detaching from you emotionally, after getting what she wants, where is she going? Where is she going? Remember, she has multiple connections. She has multiple connections, and she has connections that you will never even expect her to have. She might be friends with a whole entourage of strippers, male strippers, that you have absolutely no idea of. Seriously. She could have 2 side pieces and a snack. She could have a husband, a baby daddy, and 2 side pieces. Literally. Like, this is a highly desired woman. Just by nature. So this is why she can easily just devour men. Just go through them. She could just run through them. She doesn't care about skeletons in the closet. She doesn't care. Now, here's the thing. What you have to remember is the fact that Libra, this is the lesson. Libra teaches Pisces that harmony without honesty is manipulation, disguised as peace. See, that's cold-blooded right there. That's cold-blooded. See, you have to be honest. In other words, you have to be honest in order to keep the peace. Otherwise, if you're not honest, it's manipulation. What point would it be to keep the peace? For what reason? So just know that she would use that. She would use that whole, let's keep it peaceful, peace and harmony, peace, joy, and happiness, right? But she's not being honest with what she's doing, period. It's manipulation. She gets away with it every single time because it's hidden. You can't see it. But no, with Pisces sees everything. Neptune, it can't nothing hide from Neptune. Neptune is the fog. But isn't that the illusion? See, the illusion is thick. It's like a cloud that hovers, that covers. So when the illusion is there and Pisces can see it, that just tells you how powerful a Pisces is. To be able to see something that's not visible with the naked eye, but you know it's there. Come on now. That's the subconscious. The subconscious is real, but people rarely use it. Just like common sense. A lot of people do not use common sense. But that's the thing. Until till something happens, they still don't realize that that's free. Common sense is free. And see, the illusion is so crazy, because the illusion, it just literally, it uncovers. See, you can't escape. That's why Pisces finds it as a safety net. That's why Pisces finds the illusion as comfort. See, because only the Pisces can see in it. Pisces can see and feel its way through the illusion because they know the truth. See, they know the truth, and they know how it starts, and they know how it ends, and you don't. See, so the minute you go and fall for the illusion, you literally burn yourself out. You will literally become confused because you can't find the source. You can't find the ending. You can't find the truth in it. So that's why people come into the chat and they say, adios, burritos, because they don't understand what's happening. See? Because all they see is the illusion. They say, damn, it's a lot of people in here. What is he talking about? Then once they get in here, they don't understand what I'm saying, because the codex, they like, damn, this dude is operating on a higher frequency, so I can't even reach him or obtain what he's talking about. See? So I may sound like I'm speaking a different language. See, you have to be taught. That's the thing about speaking in code and speaking something that other people will not even hip to. It puts you at your peak. It puts you on a whole nother level, see, of consciousness. See, that's why I said we are the Professor Xaviers. See, because we literally can sit here and obtain and collect all the collectives. We collect information. We collect all these different avenues and teachings, and we master it. Now, we master it without a master's. Now, when it comes to so we mentioned the whole thing. Now, here's the karmic lesson with Pisces and Libra. See, Libra's connection, it teaches Pisces how to stop rescuing people. Did you know that? Remember I said that there's some people that you have to just let drown. Stop trying to rescue everybody. I know you want to save him. I know little Tony can't swim. I know you want to save little Tony, but you need to let little Tony just drown. Don't be afraid to just let a person that's deserving of it, let them drown. Not everybody is meant for you to save them and help them. See? That's the illusion. The illusion is, oh, that I must rescue everybody. I must rescue everybody when I can't even rescue one person. That's an illusion, because the illusion is you want to help everybody, right? But the truth is, realistically, you can't. See that? So we are naturally drawing illusions. The world is an illusion. We can't do nothing about it. We are born into this world, but we have absolutely no control over it. I can't make the wind blow left or right. No, I can't. Why would I even try? See, you see how your environment, you cannot control your environment. It's you make the environment. See? So you have to, if you really think about it, you have to you really have to draw the illusion in life. You really have to make the illusion yourself. You have to make your own illusion. Think about it. Your life, your story. You didn't ask to be born, right? So, do you believe that? You didn't ask to be born. You didn't say, "Hey, let me out of here. I want to be born. Put me in this place and put me in America. Just keep me away from Asia and China." But hey, if I'm placed there, God dog it, then hey, send me there then. You didn't get to choose where the hell you were sent. You were born. You were born, and guess what? You didn't get to pick where you went to, who your parents were going to be. You didn't get to pick. So that's an illusion, right? Yeah, that's an illusion. That's an illusion. Because what is the truth? The truth is I have no control. I have no control of anything that happens to me. See? I have no control of what happens to me. So if you can't understand that, then guess what? You're just lost and distracted anyway. You're going to drown anyway. So why would I sit here and waste my damn time trying to save you? Oh, I'm compassionate. Hey, man, give me a break. I'm compassionate. Give me a break. I'm very compassionate, man. I love you, man. I care about you. I can't do shit. That's why you can't do it. So stop trying to rescue everybody. You can't. You can't. And see, here's the thing. The Libra connection teaches Pisces to stop rescuing people who confuse niceness with truth. Being nice and being dishonest, come on, man. That's what Libra teaches Pisces. That's the karmic lesson, is that everybody that's nice to you doesn't mean that they're truthful. I could be nice all I want, but guess what? Doesn't mean that I'm being honest. I could just be nice. Look at the lie look at the lie that lives in that. People think that, oh, because they're nice, they think they're truthful. No, they're not. They're not always truthful. No. So that's what Libra teaches us. See, you learn. Pisces embodies all the 12 signs, right? So this is the karmic lesson behind it. This doesn't mean that, oh, this is not a video for me to bash anybody. No. This is me telling you that we have Libra here for a reason. But listen, if you can't figure out why a Libra behaves the way that they do, then none of this is going to make sense to you. I'm teaching you and exposing the fact of the matter that this is why Libras behave the way that they do, because you, Pisces, you must learn the karmic lesson for self-mastery. Because there's something within you that you may think that is right and think you're doing the right thing when you're actually doing the wrong thing. You're doing something that can't be done. And that is you living in reality. Reality is saying, I have no control. I must surrender to my environment. Otherwise, there is no adapting. See? So I have to surrender. So those of you out there that say, oh, Pisces are self-undoing. No, they're not. You have to deny yourself, because if I sit here and say that, damn, I got control, that would be my ego. Yeah, I'm running it, because what is the ego? The ego It means when you're sitting there saying you won or hey, you got something when you don't. The truth always a lie. So if you operate out of your ego, then you're denying the truth. Knowing that the truth stands and knowing that you're a fucking liar, right? Now, with the karmic lesson, another thing is the fact that Pisces empathy, it forces Libra to confront their emotional shallowness. But see, it's only after Pisces stops cushioning them for the consequences. See, Pisces a lot of times is like an airbag in the vehicle. You're about to crash, right? And guess what? The Pisces comes in and tries. See, the Pisces tries to come and save your life, right? By being an airbag, right? And sometimes, yeah, it keeps you from experiencing the worst of the situation, right? But it doesn't always save you, right? So we can say that how useful is the airbag? It comes with the cars, right? And it's supposed to save your life. But how many people lost their lives even though they still had an airbag? So the illusion is, yeah, it's supposed to save you, but it's not a guarantee. So it's just a cushioning. Yeah, it cushions you because, yeah, it can save you, but it's not promised. See, it's not set in stone. But here's the thing. You got people that trust it, where they're willing to put their life on it. See, that's when you are not accepting the reality. You're not accepting the truth in the situation. So then you fall for the illusion. See, fall for the illusion. Because you are blinded, you go by what you see. The naked eye, you try to rely only on your eyesight. Now, the next thing is Aries. We talked about Aries. Now let's talk about Taurus. Taurus is considered the stubborn earthquake. Now, with Taurus, it goes like this. See, Taurus likes to seek comfort in things. So they like, in order to feel comfortable, what must happen? Well, that means that they want to keep everything predictable, right? Knowing what's going to happen in a situation basically allows them to feel comfortable. Now, Pisces thrives in emotions, as we know, and spiritual change. Now, what happens when a Pisces gets into it with a Taurus? See, Taurus resists growth. Also pay attention to in the 7th house. Also, I want to say this, in the 7th house, also pay attention to your open enemies. We'll talk about that in another video. Now, when it comes to Pisces, like I said, they evolve through emotions. That's what we call the waves, right? The tides get higher and higher, right? That's because of the evolution of the wave, right? Regarding the Pisces. Now, but here's the thing. When you're dealing with Taurus, Pisces feels trapped. Why is that? Because Taurus thinks Pisces is inconsistent. Now, the example would be, we know Pisces are big dreamers, right? Now, the best thing about being a big dreamer is the fact that Pisces believes in starting fresh. You know, getting a fresh, it could be the starting of a new thing. Pisces like starts fresh, right? Now, Taurus refuses. Because they have their own way, their own routine, right? They have their own way of looking at things because it feels comfortable for them to do it that way. So they don't do that spiritual change and all the changes that come with a situation. They don't want to start fresh. Taurus likes to do the same old two-step because it's the most comfortable situation for them, right? Now, the excuse that a Taurus will say when a Pisces tries to start fresh is, why mess up something that's fine? It's fine, right? Why buy a new vehicle when this raggedy Geo Metro still runs? Just because the Taurus is comfortable driving the raggedy, already paid for Geo Metro, when the Pisces is like, hey, we got some extra cash, let's go get a BMW, let's go get a better car. The Taurus is like, no. Why change? Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just drive this Geo Metro that's ass. Let's just drive this till the wheels fall off. That's just how stubborn in their thoughts, dealing with a fixed Taurus. Like, that's how they think, right? Now, the lesson behind all of this is that, see, Taurus stability becomes stagnation if it kills your intuition. See? So you got to be careful, because a Taurus can hold you back, Pisces. Don't matter how good the relationship feels. Notice I didn't say last. No matter how good it feels, how comfortable it feels, Pisces, you got to be careful. You got to follow your intuition, because guess what? When it comes to Taurus, that stagnation of them not wanting to budge and change things and start fresh can kill your intuition. A Pisces without their intuition is a kryptonite. Could you imagine a Pisces with no intuition? That's just like going to college forever and never getting a degree. Hey, I'm not funny. You know what? I ain't even trying to be funny, bro. I shouldn't even have even said that. But yeah, when it comes to so I apologize, y'all. It's just yeah. But anyway, when it comes to Taurus seeking comfort, now when it comes to, okay, so then we summed it up. So that's the reason why it happens with Taurus and Pisces beefing. Now Gemini, as we mentioned, is the twin illusion. And like I say, Gemini, they play mental chess. We already talked about this. So, you know, it is what it is. Just know that a lot of arguments can circle around Pisces and Gemini. So even though there could be a lot of communication, conversations going on, just know that yes, because you got Gemini likes to talk around the truth. See, they like to go around, maneuver around it. So Pisces likes to feel the truth. But a lot of times when Pisces, they can't always prove the truth, but they like to feel the truth. And that's how the arguments, that's how they end up happening between Pisces and the Gemini. Now, this is the thing. Everybody know that Gemini is inconsistent, right? And superficial. And a lot of times Gemini breaks their promises. Why make promises if you can't keep them, right? That's the saying. Gemini promises loyalty to a Pisces, but keeps their options open. See, so that's like cheating on a test, right? But this also confuses Pisces, who values emotional exclusives. So basically, when it comes to emotional, that's why I don't like using big words. So anyway, exclusively, when a Pisces is basically trying to value their emotions. So that's the thing, it confuses. So that's the reason why when Gemini promises loyalty, they keep their options open. So if there's a big thing that comes on the scene that's better than what you guys going on, a Gemini is gonna go for it. So they don't, the loyalty thing is like, it changes. It doesn't mold, but it also, like, they can not be loyal, put it like that. Now, the lesson behind that, the aspect between Pisces and Gemini, is the fact the twin energy it divides what Pisces tries to merge with. See? So that lets you know that Gemini wants to separate where Pisces wants to join. Now, when it comes to Cancer, Cancer is considered the emotional whirlpool. You ever went to everybody went to a whirlpool, sit in a whirlpool, right? So why Pisces should avoid a Cancer is the fact that, and this is in excess, this is like, going in a deeper route. Both are water signs, right? But it's too much feeling. See, when you're in the whirlpool, you can feel everything, right? And it gets real hot. You can't stay in there too long. Think of that's how it is when you with a Cancer. So both of you are water signs. So it's too much feeling with no grounding. See? So what happens is the boundaries, they vanish because both of you are drowning in emotional dependency. Now, the example of this would be like Cancer. They expect Pisces to mother them. Yes, believe it or not. Cancers expect Pisces to mother them. And then what? Pisces expects Cancer to heal them. So if you may bring things to a Cancer's attention to feel better, right? But on the opposite end, a Cancer expects a Pisces to mother them. So it's like they want you to baby them. So you may feel like, oh, every time you share something with a Cancer, it's like, oh, you may be looking to feel better about it, right? But then when the opposite hits, it's like you may feel like it's draining to me. It is more draining to be around a Cancer because it may feel like they want you to care, more than you show. More than, they may want you to care more than you actually showing them. So then it's like, oh, you could feel like okay, let me drink some, because my man, it's like I keep stuttering, you guys. But hold on. My bad. Now, what I was trying to say is the fact that when you bring something to a Cancer's attention, it's like you're looking to get healed, because it's like you may be feeling bad about something, or hey, a situation that was terrible. You telling the Cancer to feel better. What happens is Cancer will try to make you feel like, oh, you're like a mother. It's like, yeah, they want you to mother them and actually pacify them. So you feel like you're not getting nowhere. So both of you end up drowning emotionally. Now, the lesson is that a Pisces and a Cancer learn from each other is that love without self-control turns compassion into codependency. So you got to have self-control. And that's what, like I say, it'll end up, changing the situation. Now, when it comes to Leo, we already talked about that one. We talked about Virgo. And like I say, just know when it came, we're going to talk about Scorpio next. But when we're talking about Scorpio, this is going to be the mirror of obsession. So why to avoid the Scorpio in excess? Because both of you are emotional and psychic. But see, Scorpio craves control, but Pisces craves a connection. Now, what happens here is the fact that when you, as a Pisces, dealing with a Scorpio, you're going to be dealing with power struggles. See, Scorpio tries to dominate the whole relationship, the friendship, the dynamic, emotionally or sexually. Yes, they will use their whole arsenal as weaponry. They'll use sex as a weapon. See, if it helps them control or dominate, they're going to use it. Now, Pisces, what they do is absorb the pain. Now, the example of this would be the fact that Scorpio tests Pisces. Yes, what do they test? Their loyalty. And they test Pisces' loyalty through jealousy games. See, they'll do things where, hey, they might be friends with somebody. All of a sudden, you find out about it, Pisces, and hey, if you don't step up or you don't, you know, still rock with them the same, or you start moving different, moving funny. Those whole jealousy games, that's how they depict your loyalty. Now, Pisces forgives but secretly withdraws. So how this look is that a Pisces will say, oh yeah, man, I'm over it. You know, we squashed it, but then a Pisces will withdraw from you. See, because they're done. It was just forgiveness, and then, hey, I forgive you, but I still ain't finna let you back in, pretty much. So the lesson between the Scorpio and the Pisces is the fact that love shouldn't require survival tactics. See, you love somebody, you love them. Shouldn't become a survival tactic. Now, you got to be careful, because when it comes to certain aspects, and what I wanted to mention with Libra is be careful, because so in a situation there with the Libra can give you the illusion of peace. See? And like every sign gives you an illusion. See, Capricorn, the coldness is the illusion, because that actually means something. Every sign to a Pisces has something hidden inside. It's cold-blooded, man. The game is, can you find out what's hiding in each zodiac sign? Can you really call it out? That's what each sign teaches you, Pisces. Every sign that you deal with is hiding something. What is their secret? And what is their secret that they do not want to come out? Because the illusion is a front. The illusion is going to try to hide that truth or hide that secret. So if you are able to find out what other people's hidden secrets are, the illusion is not that strong. So that's why I always tell people, like, the illusion, if you can see through it very easily, hey, that means you got a powerful intuition right there. But think about this. Life, the karmic lesson in life is that your intuition is going to be challenged. Just, hey, sometimes it pops up to just check on you, to see if you've been working your intuition. Have you been doing your push-ups? That's how it comes and checks on you. But it comes to you with these hidden things. Remember, you do not have enemies, Pisces. Having enemies is an illusion. See? Because you are saying that you have enemies, but have these people said that they are your enemies? It just feels that way, right? So if you feel your way through something, you call it like you see it, right? But here's the thing. You have no enemies. The only way that somebody can hurt you is what? If you let them. Not setting boundaries is you allowing them in. The boundary is what keeps that type of situation and situations at bay. So if you put it like this, Pisces, you don't have enemies, right? You leave the front door open. That's you not setting the boundary, right? You locking your door, it's supposed to keep people from getting in or gaining entry. So you don't lock the door. So somebody comes into your home and takes everything or whatnot, right? Now, is that person your enemy? Because you left the door open. Or did something bad happen to you because you didn't set a boundary? See that? That's how you got to look at it. Because listen, if you say, oh, I have enemies, you know what you're doing? You're creating that. You're creating that, and you're applying life to that when you say that. You're manifesting that. See, you're creating an enemy for yourself when you say, oh, I got haters, I got enemies. How do you, this is the number one secret. How do you know that? Going back to, you didn't pick where you were born. You say whatever you say is what you get in life. If you say, man, I'm always broke, I never have nothing, I never have enough to eat, and I'm living off peanut butter sandwiches, and I'm broke. You keep saying that, guess what? That becomes your reality. That becomes your reality. Because you said it. You believed it. Instead of saying, oh, hey, I'm good, man. I got everything I need. There's a couple things out there that I want. I'll get them someday. It's better to say that, because then you're speaking that into existence. See? So that's why I said, like, when you look at life differently, you plant the seed. And I'm going to tell y'all something. You know, I was telling you guys about those lottery tickets that I found. I told you guys that I was doing my little Instacart shopping, and I came across some little lottery tickets. And I didn't know why I found them. I'm like, man, it's a whole, it's like, what, 60 to $90 worth of lottery tickets. So today I went to, check them, because I guess all the days, it was like 5 days on there. They already passed already. So I go scan the ticket. And guess what I find? Guess what I end up seeing on the damn little machine thing? So don't you know, I won $200 off them tickets. And that, mind you, the way I found the damn lottery little pamphlet thing or whatever was in the cart, in the front of the cart. So remember I said, whatever you find, I remember I said with Pisces, I said, whatever someone loses, like a Pisces finds it. The Rolex falls off one man's arm, it becomes the Pisces. It's like Pisces comes into things. It's like comes into blessing, comes into things, money, and all this stuff just comes to Pisces, where Pisces just stumbles across it. Mind you, I said stumbles across it. What does that mean? That means that you don't get to pick what happens to you, but because you believe. See, you finding something, it's worth something. See, everything a Pisces find is worth something. Don't forget this, because a lot of y'all be forgetting this. Listen, if it's a woman that talking to you and you're a Pisces man, and you don't know why she's always talking to you, guess what? That might be your wife, man. That might be your wife. You gotta know. See, you gotta call it. You gotta say it. You gotta speak it. You got to manifest it. You gotta alchemize it. You gotta be like, you know what? If this person is giving me energy, then I can make something out of this. See? Yes, that's you using alchemy. Because now you like, wait a minute. Why is this woman talking to me? She giving me her energy. Pisces, you absorb energy. You absorb everybody's energy. You connected to everybody and everything. Why not use that? See? You already got the materials. Make something. You don't have to be like, oh, I got to go look for something, when it's in front of you. Take it. It's yours. When something comes to you, that's what I'm saying. You gotta. Anybody in their right mind would have found them. I know I'm stuttering, but hey, anybody that would have found that pamphlet of them tickets, them lottery tickets, what they probably would have done with it? Throw them in the garbage, leave them there, or turn them in, right? But no, with me, I'm like, wait a minute. These could be a winner. It could be. Why not? Keep them. Keep them. You never know. And yes, it was a winner. $200. Just found a damn pamphlet in a cart. Now, let me ask you this. Yes, it was somebody else that paid for them, right? But remember, Neptune uncovers and hides anything that's hiding. You're gonna see it, Pisces. Meaning that it could be a wallet. It could be something that just you just walking. Next thing you know, you just see something hidden that you was like, wait, you the first one to see it. And it's like, wow, you could just walk into some money and wasn't even looking for it. You could just walk into a relationship, wasn't even looking for it. You could just walk into a new job and you weren't even looking for a damn job. But because you connected to everything and everybody, you gonna always have that energy. See, your energy is what gets you from place to place. But some people don't believe that. That's why they still, when they don't believe, then they doubt the power. See? Don't wait. That's why I always tell people, don't waste the energy. Now, when it comes to let me see here. So next I'm gonna be talking about the signs that disturb the peace with Pisces. That's gonna be on the next one. Let me see here. Let me read some of y'all comments that yeah, definitely seeing behind the veil, Ronnie Boo. What's going on, everybody that just came into the chat? Y'all funny, man. Y'all be in the chat cutting up, man. I see you. A said, the reason, like I say, it's facts, but that's the thing. You really have to know things. Some people don't believe certain stuff, but this is the thing. You got to know what it means because, listen, you got to do your research because there's a lot of things you don't know. Like in the music industry, there's a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes that you don't get to see. And they only going to show you what you want to see. Or they only will show you what they want you to see. So that doesn't mean that, hey, this is wrong or this is right. Listen, that's when you don't have any control over something, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. The things that you experience, the things that you know, the way that you talk, the way that you act, you learn that through your upbringing. See, you talk the way you talk because, hey, your upbringing. You didn't get to pick how that was done, you know, how that was presented to you. It's like so many people, their ego takes over. They want so much control in this world that is not theirs. See? If it was your world, you would have more control, naturally. So why would you fight for something that's not yours anyway? So that lets you know then you're fighting against yourself. Yourself meaning your ego. See? Because when your ego dies, then that's when you become humble. That's when you realize that, oh, I am not my own. See? And also, you got to really operate out of your subconscious. It's what you can't see. That's how the world is. Everything that happens, it's like, yes, there's a skeleton behind your face, in your body, and the things that you can't see, your blood, your heart pumping, and all of that good stuff, right? So everybody just focus on the surface level stuff. They don't focus on your heart. You know, that's why people work out. You work out to keep everything on the inside good, right? But that's the thing. So many people are looking on the outside. Oh, you talk like this. Oh, you got this. Oh, you're from here. Oh, that. None of that matters. Opinion don't matter when everything, the reality of it all is what matters. Opinions don't matter. How you feel doesn't matter. What you feel doesn't matter. This is like, no matter what, you still don't have no control. See, those are, you have to let go. You have to let go of that type of thinking. And hell, if you given the control, hey, use it wisely. If you have the authority, use it wisely. Because listen, it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. It just means something to you. But like, comment, share, subscribe. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. And peace out, good night, and stay out of trouble, man.